Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're well wherever you are. Sorry, I'm a little late, guys. The monkey was tired last night. I went to sleep about 11:30, and I thought I was going to sleep through the night. The problem is I hadn't even been awake that long, so I woke up about 2:30 and sat here reading through news and watching stuff we'll get into in a little bit. And yeah, so here I am. John, how you doing? Remember, guys, 5-minute rule. Screams only happen that first 5 minutes. Reno, how you doing? Yeah, I'm thinking of getting my sleep schedule normal, or as normal as I can get it, to where Monkey in the Morning is actually in the morning. Sergus, how you doing, man? I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, just because of the way everything else happens. Jacob, Kevin, Demon Man, Biting Chicken, Evolved Potato. And that's why it's in the first 5 minutes, guys. RJ, Richo, Claxton. Wow. Oh, my good God. Let's try again. Zombie Angel, Zombie Teddy, Shrouded Angel, Kyler, Shio. Shio says, don't delete this one. Look, the other one, it was all an accident. Good morning, Jack. How are you? Joe W. All you need. Layman. Fuck, I'm going to pass out. Uncle Sam. Desert Rat. Trucking with the Tablet. How is everyone this morning? Jack, are you there?
Yes, I am. Are you there?
I am indeed. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Oh, man, I should be sleeping.
Sleep's overrated.
I've heard that. Richo said this 5-minute thing's going to be worse than the old way. No, just for the first 5 minutes. New rule here, Jack. I'm only yelling names for the first 5 minutes.
That's probably a good rule.
Yeah. Otherwise, the show on Friday, man, it was bad.
Gets a little out of control, eh?
Yeah, a little bit. So, guys, I was reading through the news, and not a lot jumped out at me. And I wasn't really on the Twitters much yesterday for people to annoy me. The only thing I did spend a little bit of time going through was the Andy Worski thing.
So, Worski.
Peter, we'll get 1 second. Zero. Jaeger. Who did I miss? Massive Dynamics. Andy was live streaming yesterday, and a fight happened, and one of the guys with him pulled a gun on the other people.
Jeez, that's a bit reactionary.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, this happened in Florida, and
yeah, shock.
Right. They get into this altercation with a guy who takes offense at some of the stuff that is coming through their text-to-speech speaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
To be expected.
Go figure. Well, they get it under control, I guess, or whatever, and they're walking away. And then the guy comes back with 2 friends.
Of course he does.
Yeah. Failure, Andy, and their friend Alex made some bad decisions here. Now, I know somebody might be, it was a stand your ground state. It is, but that doesn't just mean you can pull a gun on people. Not everybody's George Zimmerman. So the Failure, thinking he's doing a good thing by showing the police the evidence of what happened, which includes him being assaulted. He absolutely was assaulted, and the guy who did it needs to go to jail for it. But what he accidentally did, excuse me, was show the cops that Alex was brandishing a firearm. So I don't know what's become of it since. I haven't seen any news articles. I know they're streaming right now. They have a sleep stream going on because this happened on Purple Dragon. There's a sleep stream going on over there right now.
A sleep stream?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Oh, it's so gay. And I don't mean the fun homosexual way. You heard about Coach Red Pill saying that him and Andy and Ethan, were intimate, shall we say?
I did not. I could have lived my life without that visual.
There you go. If I have to have it, so does everyone else.
I'm far too imaginative for that thought to be put into my head.
Well, get ready.
Yes, Reno, I understand Stand Your Ground was not used in the Zimmerman thing.
It was a joke, Reno.
That's where everybody knows it from. Most people in the country had not heard of Stand Your Ground until when that was thought to be what the defense would use.
Yeah, that and the Texas guy that shot somebody on his neighbor's lawn. You're welcome, Jacob. Here to help.
Yeah, so I was watching it, man, and I don't know what's going to happen, but watching it, I don't think Alex is going to get off easy on this.
Florida's a really weird state about their weapons, so I think it's going to be a wait and see because you're allowed to pretty much wave a gun around for about whatever down there.
Andy, or this cop that talked to all them, he was not happy about the firearm.
Well, yeah, there never are.
He kept going, you don't pull out a gun because of a fight. And he's right.
That's his rules.
He's right. You don't pull out
I'm old and fat.
Somebody said Andy's voice. Yeah, Andy's voice was as he's screaming, stay back, stay the fuck back.
See, what I would have done is tell him failure, and then I would have ran while failure immediately fell back into routine and started trying to explain stuff to them.
Well, see, that's the part. Dark Shade. Oh yeah, we're past the 5-minute mark. There we go. What I think might hurt them is that as they see these guys coming towards them, failure decides to make a stand. He even said, stand your ground, guys, stand your ground. He's saying it to the people coming up on them, not Andy and Alex. And as Andy and Alex are kind of backing off, failure just stays there. Like, it's not exactly what stand your ground means. But anyway, so yeah, I was watching some of that, and I don't know. I don't know how this turns out. I don't know Florida laws well enough. Here's an idea. Maybe, I'm just throwing this out there. Don't have your text-to-speech turned on in a giant crowd of people where you have your audience saying horrible racist stuff.
Yeah, the real lesson here is don't be a douchebag.
That's another way of saying what I just said.
Yep. I like to get to the point. Here to help other people. Not necessarily in good ways, but,
Yeah, I mean, fuck those guys. Those 3 assholes, they are assholes. And at least 2 of them belong in jail because one of them kind of stayed back when they actually assaulted failure.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody's an asshole, but it's Florida. So you have to assume they're insane and don't start shit with them. That's seems like a pretty good thing to know since of all the Florida man stories that are out there.
No shit. You're lucky they didn't come at you with a crocodile, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they don't have a concealed gun permit there. Like we have a CCW in my state. In Florida, it's a concealed weapons permit, which means you can have a concealed knife, a concealed crocodile, a concealed crossbow. Doesn't matter. Any kind of weapon you want to carry, you can carry as long as you have that permit. There's a handful of tiny restrictions. But other than that, you don't know what these psychos are armed with.
Yeah.
Well, they got dirty syringes with AIDS blood in them.
And Andy and them are actually, they're lucky, man. They're lucky that it was just 3 roided up fucking assholes and that they weren't packing. Because imagine this. Alex pulls his gun and the other one pulls his. Okay, now what?
Yeah, now you're in a really bad situation. So, yeah, it was dumb to pull the gun. They should have just left. And they shouldn't have had the text-to-speech on to begin with. That's incredibly rude and crass, especially because Andy's not an American. Being a foreigner coming over and do that, that's a big asshole move in any country. You don't go to another country and start shitting all over the locals. That's how you get murdered.
Yeah. So guys, it's a developing story. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that Alex dude's gonna get arrested.
Oh, he got arrested last night. Whether or not he has to stay in jail very long, that I don't know. It's funny as they're carting him off to the squad car. He's like, Andy, you got to get me bail money because I can't make bail.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Well, there's 3 people in the room they're sleeping in, so I don't know if Alex is one of them or not. I can't tell. Maybe.
It'd be funny if that kid got put in the squad car next to one of the guys that he was waving a gun at.
Yeah, right.
They won't do that, but it'd be funny.
Well, see, I don't know what was wrong with the 2 guys. Okay, so there's 3 guys, right? 2 of them are in yellow and one is wearing a white T-shirt. I don't know what was wrong with the 2 guys in yellow, because even with that gun pointed at them, the one is just walking up. So he was 10 foot tall and bulletproof, man. The one in the white shirt, as soon as the gun was pulled, he's like, no, let's go.
Whoop, I'm out.
And he's the one that started it all. As far as I know, he's the one that started the whole damn thing. Andy called Alex's mom to post bail. Is that true?
Ooh, good luck explaining that one to your mom.
Andy and failure didn't pony it up?
No,
wow.
They're not going to do that. My theory would be that they're either on drugs or they're so convinced that this kid is not going to pull the trigger. Maybe they think he's got an airsoft gun or something, that they're just going to roll right up on him and take it away and shove it up his ass.
I'm thinking so drunk they didn't care.
Yeah, that's a good possibility. I haven't seen the footage, but I'm sure it's retarded.
Oh, it was. It was just one epic tard fest, man.
Yeah, that's how these things always end. A lot of people that conceal carry are people that you don't want conceal carrying.
Well, that's the thing to me. This motherfucker busts out a gun and points it at him, and these guys are walking up on him still. I just like, don't pull a gun, don't pull a gun, don't pull a gun. Because these guys would have shot it. They'd have pulled the trigger, unlike Alex, who, by the way, I've heard that the gun was unloaded. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's even stupider because you don't know if they have a loaded one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
And it won't matter for the law either way. You brandish, it's brandishing either way, generally speaking.
And people can go, well, that would be illegal. That'd make him a murderer. Like, yeah, but that doesn't do your dead ass any good.
Yeah. If somebody wants to hurt you, they're going to hurt you. They don't give a damn about laws. It's stupid.
Yeah. That whole scene, man, Jesus Christ. And they have all the evidence they need. It's all on camera. Good job.
Well, like my dad always said, you can't outsmart a moron.
Yeah, so that's what's happening with that, guys. You can go over and watch the 5-hour video, I think it is, on Purple Dragon, spelled just like it sounds. And you want last night's stream, about the last hour of it or so, if you want to see what happened. Man, it was not good. Wouldn't be illegal to kill someone who was aiming a gun at you. That'd really definitely be stand your ground. Oh yeah, Ed, in that case, sure. I'm talking just getting into fights like that with more drunk ass morons in the middle of the night anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is kind of all their own fault. So they did the text to speech thing and were being purposely obnoxious.
Yeah.
You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Win stupid prizes. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, man. Stop promoting Endgame. I want to see that, and I can't for another fucking 10 days, right? 11 days.
Something like that.
Why y'all want to do that to me? Good morning, Nuts. How are you, sweetie? Will that kill his channel?
It could, I suppose.
I don't know. That video will live stream still has a positive ratio, and it's got 14,000 views on it now. Because everybody's talking about it and watching it today, man. Lots of people have put clips on Twitter about how dumb this shit was. And it was dumb. Just stay the fuck out of stuff like that.
Andy just cannot seem to avoid drama.
Well, this is the part when, before he pulls out the gun, the cop is like, you guys didn't try calling the police? And he goes, we did. They didn't try calling the police until right about the same time he pulled the gun. And they should have been walking away calling the police. These guys are coming after us. Yeah, that cop was not happy. It was funny.
That's a paperwork nightmare. You got to deal with all that crap.
Yeah. You're on the night shift, hoping to just have a nice warm donut. Oops.
Oh, is Alex this big fat dude wearing the Superman t-shirt?
No, that's Failure.
No, really?
Yeah. Shaved his beard and everything. I didn't recognize him either.
Huh.
Dindro's cut made Andy and co look almost fully at fault. Well, they are almost fully at fault. They instigated it. And then when it started coming, the funniest part of this is they're talking shit because the guy walked away. They are talking cash shit into the camera about how if you're gonna step up, at least come to me. Like, yeah, you say that when it's 3-on-1. But what happened when it was 3-on-3?
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally less than a minute after they're talking about that the three guys show up and they're like, And Failure's a big dude. He might have been able to actually fight these guys if he had a couple other big dudes with him. But he had Andy and Alex, who are let's call them willowy, shall we?
Scrawny.
They're some scrawny little guys, man. And the three guys who walked up, they were fucking big. These were some big dudes.
Well, I think what they really needed was an experienced fighter with them, like Tonka Saw.
Yeah, that would have helped. Isn't he down there in Florida? Isn't that no, he's in Alabama or something like that. I can't remember.
He's in some shithole. I don't know.
But yeah, so that happened.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was. Funny that Andy and Alex have colored hair dye, looking like feminists. They do have that I just stomped a man hair color about them. It's just how it is. What was that story you just sent me?
Night Chio.
Let me pull that up. Man, I was really hoping to sleep till morning. I really was. Florida man killed by large flightless bird he owned. Yeah. Should have got that out there to help him.
Those birds are fucking dickbags, too. They're evil.
Alachua County Sheriff's Department told the BBC they were called to the man's property on Friday when they found the man's body badly wounded by a cassowary? Cassowary, I
think is how it's pronounced, yeah.
The man, Marvin Juegos, was taken to the hospital by paramedics where he died from his injuries. Damn. Police are investigating, but say the initial information suggests this was a tragic accident. Did he try fucking it? He tried fucking this bird, didn't he?
Probably.
Similar in appearance to emus, cassowaries are among the largest and heaviest bird species in the world and can weigh up to 100 pounds. The bird can run up to 30 miles an hour and have 5-inch claws on each foot. Fuck that.
Yep. And they run almost as fast as a human, roughly.
Jesus.
So, like an in shape one, not my fat ass. So it will catch you. And they're assholes. And they're from Oceania, so you know they're badass. Nothing friendly lives down in that part of the state or the world. I can't talk today. It's really late.
Oh, my God. See, my sister had a duck once. Her boyfriend stole it for her from a duck pond. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was one of those guys that wore a jean jacket everywhere and always had a hat on backwards.
Oh, of course he was.
And long hair underneath his hat that was on backwards. I wear most of my hats backwards just because I always have, but at least my hair's trimmed. Terry Diamandis, thank you. Emus. I forget how you guys say it down there. Emus. Oh, Australians reparations. They do, man. The Great Emu Wars. Didn't they kick y'all's ass twice? I can't remember my history.
About it.
Can't remember my Australian history that well.
I just make up my own.
Yeah, what are they going to do? They're all the way on the other side of the world. They can't say anything.
No, mine's always better anyway.
Oh, there was something I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember what it was. I saw some stuff going on in your Comicsgate thing, dude.
Oh yeah.
That Umbrella guy.
Oh man, he is righteously angry.
Yeah. I saw that. What's her name? The crazy blue-haired bitch.
Oh, Orca, Renfamous.
Renfamous. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many accounts she's allowed to have.
Yeah, it is. But she's on the right side of history with the correct politics, and she's friends with some pretty influential people in the comic industry. So there's probably a little bit of pull there because a lot of them have blue check marks. And I don't think anybody's really reported her for ban evasion like they probably should be. If I wasn't lazy, maybe I would do it, but I don't give a damn.
Is there even a chance to report for ban evasion?
There's some way to do it, but I have no idea how because I don't really give a shit. I have her muted, so she can't talk to me.
Somebody needs to ask Christy Winters.
Yeah.
Because that's what she hit. I know Bearing for that once.
Yeah. Yeah. And a couple people I know have had been attacked for that before. So I don't know. It can be done. I just don't know how, and I don't really give a damn. Yeah, she's a giant bitch. Her and some of the others are going after Tug's kid, and then they started backpedaling when they got ratioed all to hell.
This is Ed Krasenstein right now. The Democratic Party is more split right now than the Republican Party, and that's a sad thing. Bernie Sanders is a good person. Joe Biden's a good person. Kamala Harris is a good person. Beto O'Rourke is a good person. Elizabeth Warren is a good person. I noticed you only have one person of color on there, Ed.
Good people for me to poop on.
And then he said, Donald Trump is not. Let's see. Bernie Sanders is a dirty commie who actually went to Russia back when the Soviet Union was a thing for his honeymoon. Good guy. Good guy. Kamala Harris sucked dick to power. There's a woman who, when she came out of law school, was fucking a married man. Good girl. Good girl. Elizabeth Warren told the whole world that she was Native American and used that to help her career along. Good person. Good person.
Yeah.
But then again, Ed's a dirty Ponzi scheme artist, so compared to him, I guess those are good people.
Well, birds of a feather and all that. We're in a bird theme today.
Huh. I see that. I saw a tweet from old Ed earlier this morning. What was that one? He said, if I was investigated for 2 years and then completely exonerated, I would mail a copy of the report that exonerated me to every person on the planet, proving myself right and destroying the opposing political party in an instant. There's a reason why Trump's not doing this. Oh, Ed, you've claimed to be completely exonerated in the investigation that happened to you. Can we see that report? I'm betting not, because you agreed to turn over $450,000 of your money to get it to make it go away.
They probably cried while doing it too.
I just love every time him or his moron brother start talking about how dirty somebody else is. It's like, shut up, because we all know the history. It's like you're making it too easy for me to make fun of you.
Well, are they that stupid, or do they think we're that stupid?
I think you know what? I don't know. I can't believe at this point nobody's told them. Like somebody just pointed out that would be illegal. Yeah, you can't just release a report like that. Partially because there's a whole lot of grand jury testimony in there that can't be. Grand jury testimony is private. It's not public.
Grand jury, man, jury. What do they know?
Yeah, but I can't believe nobody has told them about that. So I have to believe that they're liars. So
yeah, probably. Yeah. That's the part I would go with. They're liars, and and they're dumb enough to do that. So
Yeah, and then to keep just setting us up for the jokes, man. It is funny anytime one of these two idiots says something. If you look through the comments, there will be somebody in there reminding them what shitbags they are. And it makes me so happy.
speaking of shitbags, back to the theme of my channel, because I'm selfish like that. I watched Nick Rekieta tonight, and he went through the depositions for the diversity in comics lawsuit against Mark Waid.
Now, okay, hang on 1 second. I want to shield myself there and show yourself, Jack. Nuts has done it for us, but make sure you keep that in there, guys. If you'd like to support the folks on the channel, me or Jack, please do so. We'll be in Florida soon. Just kidding. We're not going to Florida.
I'm never going to Florida again.
We're not going to Florida. I watched just the end of Rekieta's stream where he was reading through it kind of looked like an email chain.
Yeah.
What was he going on about? I missed the part where he explained what this all was.
These are statements from the depositions of the parties involved. So he read the deposition from Mark Waid and two of the guys from Antarctic Press and some of the correspondence between them.
And what are they suing over?
Or Diversity in Comics, Richard C. Meyer, is suing Mark Waid for tortious interference because he believes that Mark Waid got his contract canceled with Antarctic Press.
Oh, okay, I get it.
And they're arguing over jurisdiction right now. And for some reason, Wade's lawyers are arguing that because Waid lives in Santa Monica, that there's no ability to sue him in Texas. But that's where Antarctic Press is located and Richard C. Meyer is located. And that's where the contract was formed.
What the fuck do they mean? You can sue anywhere across the country.
Yeah, well,
as long as there's some vested interest there.
From what I can tell, this is one of those Hail Mary passes where they're just throwing everything against the wall, see what sticks. Because if they could get dismissed here, then they could push to have it, knocked out or whatever, and either make him waste money and give up, or try and get out of it altogether. But they went through this deposition, and Waid is a fucking idiot. He clearly wasn't listening to his lawyers. I think he screwed himself pretty good. So,
what is the original thing just over the firing or disassociation, whatever it was?
Yeah, see, Richard wrote a comic book called Jawbreakers, which is really good. If you guys get a chance to back it when he redoes the Kickstarter coming up. And he wrote this as a graphic novel, right? It's got 3 stories in it. And he wanted to reprint it through Antarctic Press after the Indiegogo was up. So they agreed, and they were going to reprint it as like a different format, different cover or something. And then he wanted to do other work with them too. Well, then as soon as it got announced, the waves of hate mail, of course, started flooding in. And Mark Waid decided it was his job to tell them exactly what type of person Richard really was.
Peter's correcting us on how to say Rekieta. I will never remember that, Peter. But I appreciate it.
I just guess. I can't say names worth a damn. Every now and then I get one right. So, yeah, then on top of that, at a signing that he did in Texas, Waid went on to call Richard a white supremacist and other things like that, and brag about how he was contacting the people from Antarctic Press, things like that. So he basically dug himself a hole. And there's audio recording of him saying this, by the way.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, because his virtue signal knows no bounds. It lights the whole world.
We have some virtue signaling stuff coming up.
Oh, really? It's been that kind of week. But
well, I don't have much to say on the diversity in comic stuff because I don't know. Unfortunately, I haven't followed it as closely as I should. And Polly's not here to talk about it, so you're stuck with me tonight.
No, that's fine. We'll probably talk about it on Wednesday anyway.
Yeah,
But
so watch Wednesday, guys. That is over on Polydub's channel. But yeah, I just watched the end of it, and the stuff he was reading, that just sounded like it came from a pissed off ex-wife.
yeah, it's that level of hysteria. It really screwed over Antarctic Press in a big way because they really needed the money, and like Richard raised what $300,000 on that Indiegogo,
Mm-hmm.
so it could have been a really big windfall for them, and by not doing it, they really lost out. So yeah, I think that's a good one to watch because that's the type of thing that Twitter drama bleeding over into real life. It might be worth checking out on Ricada's stream if you guys get a chance.
Yeah, and it's always a good time anyway. He does a very good job of keeping some boring sounding stuff sounding interesting. Because law is not interesting. It's not like watching a law drama. It's like watching, well, real law. It's boring. Just so dull. I want Perry Mason moments. I want Matlock moments in my law. I don't want.
Right?
You ever actually try to watch a trial?
I've had to go to several over the years for various reasons, and they are boring as shit.
Yeah, I'd rather go to a Catholic funeral.
I'd rather hit myself in the head with a hammer because it feels good when I quit.
My grandfather, he was Catholic, and when he died, we had to go to his funeral. And by the end of it, I was glad he was dead. Like, fuck you, putting me through that. It was like a 3-hour thing.
Yeah, it's awful.
Anyhow, I have a hot take from Cher.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I have a couple of hot takes from Cher. Cher has been tweeting about the sanctuary city stuff.
Oh, God.
About Trump saying he's going to release them to the sanctuary cities. I don't know if you watched this, Jack. We talked about it quite a bit yesterday, the people's reaction. People have been all against, sending these illegals home and their horrible treatment at the border. They have done a complete 180 when it comes to sending these people to the sanctuaries of sanctuary cities. And Cher's the hot take I saw today, so I'm picking on her. Well, she's an idiot anyway, but
there's that, yeah.
This was 14 hours ago. I understand helping struggling immigrants, but my city. I don't want to yell and wake up Lady Monkey, so I'll do my best because this is all in caps, y'all. My city isn't taking care of its own. What about the 50,000 citizens who live on the streets? People who live below the poverty line and hungry. If my state can't take care of its own, many are vets, how can it take care of more?
Ugh.
Well, where's that sentiment when it comes to your city already being a sanctuary city?
This is the same crap people pull when they're building new jails. It's fine to have a new jail, just not in my backyard.
Yeah, NIMBY. I mentioned that yesterday. And everybody went, NIMBY, yes, not in my backyard. She doesn't, they're literally using the same arguments that everybody's been talking about. Like, look, we can't take these people in. We don't have the money. We already have hundreds of thousands of people that are homeless, people below the poverty. How are we supposed to take care of these people when you're just adding more to the pile? And now it's almost like they suddenly get it.
Almost. They're on the verge of getting it, but they're not quite there.
Yeah, because she still doesn't get it. If my state can't take care of its own, how can it take care of it anymore? So where do you want them to go, Cher? Should we send them to what? Arizona? How about Washington State? Because that's a nice. But where was the other one I just read? Here it is. This is from April 13th, which was what, 2 days ago now? And it's all in caps. I'm not going to scream it this time. Will Trump really do what he just said he would? Will he flood my state with thousands of, quote, rapists and murderers, his words, as a punishment? I don't think he said as a punishment. What kind of president is he? What kind of man is he? He's the world's newest dictator, and he wants his troops to put up internment camps. What?
Where did that come from?
I think she was. What kind of drugs do you think Cher's on these days?
She's probably just living off the residuals from the 60s.
Oh, nah, she looks like a pill popper to me.
Probably.
She popped something. But yeah,
She's probably got some Quaaludes left over.
I like how she used that rapist and murderer thing, but threw in there his words. Well, if you don't believe him, then why would you throw him out there?
Yeah, you don't believe him any other time. Why would you buy it this time?
But all of these people who are bitching about it now, all these liberals who are like, how dare he? We actually read Alyssa Milano yesterday, man. Alyssa's been one of these bitches who constantly whines about how the kids are in cages at the border, constantly bitching that the immigrants are being treated horribly down there. And then suddenly it's like, we're going to send them to your city. And she's like, oh my God, why is he punishing us? What? Sending the Mexicans to you as punishment? What? Why all of a sudden it's... Go ahead, Jack.
I thought every culture was beautiful.
Apparently having illegals in your town, in your state, is a punishment.
Interesting.
It's look, I don't care what you think about Trump. This move, whether he believes it or not, was fucking beautiful. Whether it was 4D chess or he accidentally pulled 4D chess, fucking brilliant.
Absolutely. And hilarious on top of that. Although I would have taken it a step further, actually done it, and then shut down all the ICE offices in every sanctuary city.
Yeah, just like that. Sorry,
all right. You wanted ICE disbanded. Here's your illegals. Have a good day.
Look,
I said good day.
Don't even disband. Yeah, just pull them out of the offices. Be like, look, you guys don't want troops on the border. We're going to bring the troops away from the border. You're right. We shouldn't have done that. We're going to send all the ICE officers down there.
Yeah, and then put all take them out of California and put them in Nevada and Colorado and Arizona and New Mexico, and then stop anyone from coming over from California.
Zoob says I'd consider being sent to LA as a punishment. Shit all over the sidewalks. Is LA as bad as San Francisco? Because San Francisco, that's where they were literally doing shit art. They tried to make it sound good. We read a fucking news article where they talked about the shit art. I'm like, you're talking about people playing in poop. That's not cool.
Yeah, what are you, Julian Assange all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's getting ridiculous. California is such a mess.
RJ, yeah, I'm not making that up. There was a story about that. Not how cool it was. I didn't see Game of Thrones last night. I see that it's trending. Was this the first episode of the new season? The last season, the final season?
I believe so. I don't know.
It's the final first episode of a season that'll ever be the final first episode of a season.
Oh, yay.
Oh, man. We were talking about those crazy bits. Yeah, but suddenly having illegals in your country is a punishment. It's a political punishment. We read that over and over and over again from these people. Why does he want to punish people? Why does he want to punish his opponents? What do you mean punish?
Oh, I'd have a caravan in Malibu within 24 hours.
Do you know what kind of taco trucks you guys are going to have?
All the enriching culture and diversity of poop.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Is their poop illegal now too? Because they're illegal, so is their poop
I think technically that would be illegal poop.
So you can't clean it up because it's got sanctuary. Right?
Goddamn monkeys, no offense. What did I say no offense to? Did I say no offense? If I ever say no offense, I almost always mean I don't care if you're offended.
Yeah.
Except looking forward to the multiple spin-offs of Game of Thrones coming to HBO. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, there better be one called Medieval Boobies and just
Oh,
cut right to the good bits.
yeah, as long as there's not medieval schwangs, because there's a lot of those in that fucking show.
There's too many.
Like, look, there's another dick. Because
Makes it really hard to rub one out too.
It does, man. It's like, oh, look at her. Wait, what's that? Why is there a dick on my screen? And Butters hit this properly in the episode they did on this, which, by the way, is one of my favorite South Park trilogies. Or was that just a double? I don't remember. Anyway, but he's like, there's always a big floppy penis on the screen. Yeah, these guys are always about to fuck, but they always have this poor, sad hanger.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to get too revved up. Party might end early.
Yeah. My God.
It'd be hard to keep that going for each camera angle, too. All right. 10-minute break. Keep your dick hard.
That's why you have a fluffer.
True.
Apparently, Supergirl can't. Oh, I don't know who this is.
It's a Comicsgate chick.
No, not that one. That's what I first thought, but it's not. Oh, wait. Oh, you mean? No, I was thinking of Julian. What is her name? The other Supergirl. So this is a Comicsgate chick?
Yeah, there's a Comicsgate chick with
Supergirl.
the Twitter handle, Supergirl.
I'm Supergirl. She's kind of cute.
Yeah.
She kind of looks like Daenerys. The mother of dragons, whatever fuck her name is. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Plus, producers of Game of Thrones will be making a Star Wars series for Disney, of course. I actually read that the Game of Thrones folks were going to be working on some Star Wars stuff. And you know what? I think it goes together. I mean, Leia did plant that big old incestuous kiss on her brother when she knew it was him.
Yeah.
Still, the worst part of the whole thing. I guess some part of me always knew. Then why'd you kiss him, you silly bitch?
Well, she figured it out after the handy in the back room.
No. She says always knew. Always. I'm just saying. Man.
The Game of Thrones writers could only do a better job than Last Jedi, though. It could only go uphill.
Well, don't worry, man. What's the name of this new one? Something Skywalker?
Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of Skywalker. That sounds like he's getting a kiss from his sister. This is going to be great, man. It's going to be the best movie. It's going to be better than Empire. I have faith. I have faith in their ability to produce new content.
I'm telling you, it's going to turn out that Rey is actually Palpatine in disguise, and Kylo Ren is the good guy. They're going to switch sides. Because that would undo a lot of the fuck-ups that they did with that last one.
Oh, goodness. This is awesome. This is a callback to earlier, guys. It's the Andy Worski posable talking action figure. Impress your friends with 7 memorable catchphrases. Aim, 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 which, yes, is something he says in the video. Stand your ground. I don't remember if he said that or if it was just failure. Stay the fuck back. Yeah, he screams that over and over. And I hate knickers. That is what plays often in that video. As people, let's see if we can get Andy killed.
Yeah, no kidding.
See if we can get Andy killed in Florida. Those are some good fans, man. Let's get him killed in Florida. Of all the places to die, who doesn't want to die there?
I don't think anybody wants to die there.
Old people do. Remember, that used to be where all old people went. I think that's why Florida's so fucked up, because all of the old people moved there in the 80s, and some of them still, I think some of them went on to have children, and that became Florida, man.
No, what if it's like they've killed off so many old people, they're all buried under the ground, and it's like in Poltergeist where everything weird starts happening, but it's the whole state.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's just one big cemetery.
Darkshade said Leia figured it out like Lorraine McFly did. LOL. I get what you're saying, but she said she always knew. She didn't say she figured it out. She said part of me always knew.
Chicks always say that sort of thing, though. You can't trust them.
I trust her on this. I trust her that she knew she was making out with her brother because it makes the story make more sense to me.
Fair enough.
Because otherwise, why wouldn't she just go with Han? Luke was so milquetoast. I mean, he had that lightsaber, but he couldn't even use it. He barely knew what to do with the damn thing.
Her tingly bits.
Her tingly bits.
That's the part that knew.
You know, I had a problem watching Back to the Future because I feel like if I was Marty McFly and Leah Thompson hit on me, even if it was my mom, I'd be like, all right, just once, Mom. Don't tell. Don't tell anyone.
Does it count if she's not your mom yet? Like, how does that work for the incest scale?
It wasn't really his mom yet because she hadn't had a baby. And plus his mom was kind of a whore. I mean, we're talking what, the 50s?
Yeah.
Late 50s, early 60s. So for that time, a woman to be that forward, she was kind of a whore.
A little bit.
And she's cute. And she's coming all on to him, grabbing up his dick and shit. I'd be like, all right, just once. I won't tell nobody.
And she thought his name was Calvin Klein.
Don't you think that... Okay. Another Back to the Future thing. I'm sorry, guys. We're going into... I don't have anything to talk about. You're getting movies tonight. Okay, so Back to the Future, right?
Uh-huh.
He goes back in time and changes everything. So wouldn't what's McFly's dad? Thank you, Darkshade. DNA is DNA. Shut your whore mouth.
That's a hate fact, Dark.
It's a hate fact. What was his dad's name? Was it fuck? I forget
George.
His dad's name. George McFly. Thank you. Thank you, Faithless, for that as well. So George McFly knew Calvin Klein, right?
Yeah.
And then he has a kid that looks just like him.
He's not going to remember him.
Polly, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay.
This is the man who changed his life and he's not going to remember him?
That's right.
I mean, come on. The kids don't look anything like him.
Since it was like the third kid and nobody had seen McFly in a long time, I think maybe Calvin. He was just like, yeah, Calvin. He reminds me of Calvin, but nobody's seen him, so he couldn't possibly be the father of this one. If he'd been the older boy, then maybe it would have been a little more like suspicious to him.
Okay, here's the other question. Let's say Marty's like me. He's a dirty bastard. His hot mom is hitting on him back in time, and he goes, all right, I'm going to do it. And she gets pregnant. Is he his own dad?
No, his brother. He had an older brother.
Okay. So he'd be his brother's dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the picture would change from him standing there smiling like a football jack to being all drooly and helmety. You know, this shows him licking a window. Like, ah.
See, there's some legit Downsy eggs.
Oh, my God. No, that's Downsy sperm.
I can count to this many. He doesn't hold any fingers up.
I can count to orange. Darkshade, thank you. The timeline was already poisoned with the 1955 Doc Brown having Velcro shoes.
Yeah, stop with the hate facts, Darkshade.
Yeah. Okay, Polly, you just got here. You're Calvin Klein. Your mom's hitting on you in a car. She's ready to like go down on you. Do you stop her?
Yes.
All right.
I don't understand. Wait. This, you were debating this? The answer is yes. What the fuck? No, no.
Look, if I am Marty McFly back in 1955.
Oh, monkey.
My mom's kind of a hoe. She looks really good. And she's going to touch my pee-pee. I might be like, it's not the first time she's touched it. She used to clean my diaper.
What if it's just oral?
Yeah. What if it's just oral?
We are losing viewers.
By the way, yesterday's video is still behind a 18+ wall. I did get confirmation.
And Christ, I'm disavowing this whole conversation.
I did get confirmation that it did not violate any community guidelines, but it's still behind an 18+ wall. Baring, my friend, is that what you walked into? Fuck. Good morning, Baring. How are you, sir? Baring walks into me talking about letting my mom suck my dick.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Would there really be such a big problem if your mom went down on you in a 1950s muscle car? Yes.
But
yes,
wait. You're not even born till the 70s.
The relevance being what, monkey? It's
technically then she's not going down on you. You don't even exist.
Don't think about it. You're Calvin Klein, right?
Yes.
And just your mom saying to you, it's not like this is the first time I've parked in a car with a boy, Calvin. That freaked him out. And you're trying to say he's going to sit there calmly and get an erection from his own mother.
No, this is okay. You missed this.
She's not his mother yet.
It's not his mom yet. She's kind of a whore, and she's willing to touch your pee-pee. I mean, you don't even exist yet. It's like it's not going to hurt nothing.
You do exist. You
don't exist.
No, you do, because
you don't exist in 1955. You're not born until the 70s.
From an alternate timeline.
Ding, ding, ding. You don't even know that that's your mom.
Now, so what do you? Okay, hold on. So you want to get on some time travel nerd shit? All right, look, Bob Gale, you own the Blu-ray set. You told me, right?
The what?
The Blu-ray set of Back to
yes.
the Future, right? You haven't watched it with the with Bob Gale. He's the writer producer of it.
I do not watch with stuff going over the top of movies. I only do that on South Park. Real quick, thank you, Dark Shade. Monkey's moral degeneracy confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah, like 3 years ago, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, 3 years ago, indeed. But I still say you don't really exist in this timeline. So
well, no, but I'm saying, like, it's like you have to, like, because Terminator time travel is completely different from Back to the Future time travel. They look at it differently.
If you guys start talking about string theory, I'm gonna fall asleep.
No, not at all. It's just Bob Gale's like it's not a commentary track over the top, although he does do one of those. It's a text commentary that he writes, so it comes up like subtitles. It's worth watching it with that on one time, where he explains all the time travel aspects of it and the questions that came up that people asked him after the fact and anyway, they come to the decision that once you're in the past and you're from the future, you have an existence in and of yourself. So you yourself will not disappear.
But he started to disappear.
Only because what was going to happen in that timeline was not going to allow him to go back up until his dad was being pulled away from his mom's kiss. He was going to head back to the future and thus go back in time. The only reason that he was beginning to unravel is because the thing that was going to get him back to the future had begun to unravel, which was his mom and his dad kissing.
Oh, that's some retconning bullshit.
I'm just telling you. They're the guys who wrote the movies.
Because it was, how was he going to exist if his mom and dad never got together?
What do you mean?
The whole point of him trying to get his mom and dad back together was so that he would exist in the future, not so that he could exist in the future so he could go back in time to come back to the future.
The only time that it like conceivably began to fall apart, like all of his machinations and things he was going to do to get his mom and dad together, was when that last moment when the drunk redheaded guy came in and pulled them apart from dancing. Up until then, everything was going to work out.
No. But
by that logic, the very moment that she, like his mom, looked at him and thought, "Oh my God, Calvin Klein, he's such a dreamboat," he should have started to disappear at that very moment.
No, not necessarily.
Why not? I mean,
because
she's no longer to get with George.
Dad. Well, she didn't. Wait, hang on. By the timeline in the original, she didn't find George hot until later either. It wasn't just when she first saw Calvin Klein. But all I'm saying, I want to get this out there before anybody thinks ill of me. All I'm saying is his mom had some nice titties.
Oh, and that little strapless number she has on? Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, when they went to the dance, isn't she wearing a nice little sweater too? She had some sweater puppies. Dark Shade, thank you. Okay, then what if your daughter had come from the future to smash you, monkey, would do? What? No, yeah, that's my daughter.
Oh, so your degeneracy has limits. That's nice to know.
No, he's asking if my daughter came back and she's like, "Hi, Dad." I'm like, "No."
So
they This is back before he was even born.
So wait a minute. So if your daughter came back in time and met you before you were solid,
why y'all want to make this gross?
What if this strange girl that looks vaguely like your daughter, whose name was Calvina Klein, showed up at your house?
I'd be like,
17.
Go away. I'm not a degenerate.
I'm a good Christian boy.
I love how you're a reverse degenerate, but not a forward degenerate.
I am a reverse degenerate. Look, you go back in time. You don't even exist. Your mom wants to touch your pee-pee and she's got nice boobies. I'm saying you at least think about it for a second. You at least think about it. Come on, you're a teenager, got them raging hormones. I'm just saying.
See, you know what bugs me? Is that Rich is right. He says monkey has standards. Yes, it's true. They're really weird, but he'll be turned on by his mom, but not his daughter. Okay, that is a standard.
No, I am turned on by Calvin Klein's mom.
In that scenario, that's
in
your
the movie,
mom,
not in real life, not real.
But then I would be Calvin Klein, and that would be my mom. I'm not turned on by my own mother because I'm not a degenerate. What is wrong with you people? Dark Shade, thank you. Oh, so flipping the script is bad. I get you. Well, yeah. You don't bang your daughter. It's like wrong. But if you go back in time and your mom wants to touch your wiener, I'm saying you just think about. I didn't even say you'd actually do it. I say you'd not think about it. Confirm monkey is a toothless bonobo playing banjo on his porch. No, I haven't had sex with my mom. You guys are turning this into something gross.
But you want to.
No, I want to have sex with Calvin Klein's mom.
He wants to have sex with Leah Thompson.
Thank you.
The woman who tried to fuck a duck. This is fantastic. We got ducks and moms and all sorts of weird shit happening.
Look.
She was topless in casual sex, as I recall. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, man, I haven't seen that in forever. I don't even remember. I think I saw it because she was in it. Anyhow, yeah, so I think if you get a chance to go back in time and bang Michael J. Fox's mom, you should consider it.
But so wait a minute. You're saying you're saying that is your mother, though.
No, if I'm him, it is. I wouldn't go back in time and do my own.
But the only way to put yourself in Michael J. Fox's shoes and Marty McFly's shoes in that situation is to imagine your mother in the car.
No, I imagine his mother in the car. If he
was in that role of Marty McFly,
right?
If he was Marty McFly, he would be tempted by Leah Thompson in the past.
Thank you. See, Jack gets me. He understands I'm not as degenerate as you guys think.
Well, I didn't say that. I just understand the scenario better.
You are having to go over hill and dale to make this make sense to you. I mean, think about it.
No, I'm not.
The only way to understand what Marty McFly is thinking in that spot is to imagine you're in his shoes, i.e., your mom's who's in the car with you.
Wait, Reno just said it again, but that is still your mom. It's not your mom at that point. She hasn't had any babies. She's not anybody's mom at that point.
She will be your mom in the future. I don't understand.
Well, then don't bang her in the future.
Lots of people become lots of things in the future, Polly.
Exactly.
The future is uncertain.
I'm not suggesting he should come back to the future and then bang her. I'm saying before she was anybody's mom. You know.
Faithless, Marty had his own hot girlfriend back in the future. That's true, but much like area codes, that doesn't count. She's in another timeline altogether. She might as well not even be in a relationship with you.
It's 30 years apart. It's okay. It's all right. She ain't going to know.
Can we agree on this one point?
Probably not.
The actress who played Marty McFly's girlfriend, Jennifer, in the original Back to the Future is way hotter than what's her name who played him in the other two.
Elizabeth Shue played her.
Elizabeth Shue and Claudia what?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Anyway. First Jennifer's way hotter.
Much hotter. Not that Elizabeth Shue is not hot, but she did not look good in that role.
Yeah, I think it was the hair. Elizabeth Shue's normally pretty cute, but not a flattering look for her in those.
The layman says DNA is a thing. Here's the problem. Your DNA doesn't exist at this point.
Yeah, it does. It exists in your body, man.
No, it wasn't discovered yet.
One, it wasn't discovered yet. Thank you so much for that science take. Two, two,
That's relevant. Okay.
those two DNAs have not mixed. There's nothing. There's not. Look. I'm not telling you to make your own kid with your mom.
Pretty sure that's where you're going with this. It's kind of
wear a
unavoidable.
condom. They had them back in the 50s.
I maintain my argument that this would only have affected the older brother, and you retard up one of the three, you're fine. Two out of three is good enough.
And then somehow what? Sneak some George McFly sperm in there somehow?
No, you just hook him up after the banging, see? And
But the only way
George gets sloppy seconds, and then he thinks it's his kid, and he takes responsibility. Future solved.
So after she's had her first kid, you want to bring back Butch? What's his fucking name? The bully.
Butch.
What's the bully's name? Mad Dog Tannen guy. Biff. So after she's had her first kid, you want to bring Biff back into the scene so George can knock her the fuck out and she can fall in love with him?
Why you got to do that? She's knocked up. She's going to need somebody to take her.
It's
the 50s, man.
I'm trying to go with Jack's thinking here that you only want to tart up the first kid. I'm like, okay, well, how do you make sure she has the other two normal kids? And that's to bring in George.
Yeah, well, you know, after the banging in the car, you go in and set her up with George. He gets some sloppy seconds, so he thinks it's his kid. All happens in the same night. A few months later, surprise, you're a dad.
You don't even have to do that. I mean, this is the 50s. She's going to be shamed for being pregnant. He's never touched a boob in his life. Like, look, you can touch this boob. You just got to raise this kid for her.
Yeah, he's that weird, awkward kid. He's got no other prospects.
Dark Shade, thank you. So if I go to a parallel universe and bang my sister to my heart's content because DNA isn't a thing if I don't exist in that universe, you do exist in that universe. Unless you didn't exist, then then you could bang your sister all you wanted, but it wouldn't be your sister at that point. She'd be your parallel universe, not sister.
I think you should feel pretty happy, Monkey. You've been let off the hook. Jack managed to come up with a more disgusting scenario than you because he wants Marty McFly to run a train on his mom.
He didn't exactly suggest that.
Yes, he did. George should come in and get some sloppy seconds. What else am I to conclude
That's
here?
not a train per se.
Well, okay, a two-car train is still a train, sir.
I'm so sorry about coughing in the mic.
Not
there.
a good one.
No, look. No matter how much later in the night he gets it, it's still going to be sloppy seconds.
I like how people are poking all kinds of quote realistic holes in our scenario here.
You're talking about a fictional dude going back into fictional time to bang his fictional mom, and y'all are like offended as fuck. I love it.
The only part that,
like if you go back in time, it doesn't make something not real because it hasn't been discovered yet. Sure it does, because I said so. Because nobody knows it's real.
Right. She calls him Calvin Klein. His name isn't Calvin Klein. Dark Shade, parallel universe incest is okay with Monkey. Well, as long as it's not this universe. I
want to know what universe we're in with these streams. Last night we're talking about Swedish fucking threesomes, and tonight we're talking about banging your mom in the 50s. Well, okay, that's true, but don't bring that up.
How come I missed out on that one? Damn.
How much will it cost to get you Maroons to stop? Thank you, Prospero. What's wrong?
Well,
this is good
Prospero, I haven't got any money yet, so you guys better keep paying Monkey.
This is my my philosophy major at work.
Well,
yes.
You want to talk about weird. Explain how.
Oh no.
In Back to the Future 3, Marty McFly goes back and he meets Seamus McFly, his great-great-great-grandfather, whatever, right?
Yes.
How come he's married to Leah Thompson? She's not a McFly.
Well, look, this is another thing about this universe I need you guys to understand. There's a lot of incest in this universe. Otherwise, you can't explain how things like his great-great-great-grandma looks like his mom.
Do you want to know the way Bob Gale explained that?
Oh, dear Lord.
The McFly men have always been attracted to similarly featured women.
Because they're incestuous. P-Dog Knight, thank you. And this stream hasn't been restricted yet. Well, no, we didn't show any pictures of all of this.
I'm pretty sure incest is somewhere in the TOS. I haven't looked for it, but
I'm pretty sure it's not. And by the way, this news This is theoretical movie incest.
Yeah, we're not talking about real people here. That'd be weird.
And once again, how many of you think Empire Strikes Back is one of the worst movies ever because Leia kissed Luke when she knew it was her brother?
You're talking about touching pee-pees, getting your dick sucked. Jack's talking about running trains, and you're worried about a peck on the cheek?
It wasn't a peck on the cheek. It was right on the lips.
Okay, a kiss on the lips?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait. So what if
Yeah.
Oh,
What do
so,
you mean?
so if
Yeah.
you just made out with her, it'd be okay?
if
A little-
theoretical Marty banged 1950s Leah Thompson and he went back to the further past and met another Leah Thompson, why didn't he bang her too?
Oh, wait. Here's a question. Wait. Because you just added more credence to my theory here. You just said the idea was that the McFlys have always been attracted to the same kind of woman, right?
That's Bob Gale's notion, yeah.
To the point where his great grandma looks like his mom.
Right.
So why when his mom, who his paternal line has a long time boner for, why didn't he go like, all right, just once?
Well, okay, it's not that. See, this is just it. Marty McFly, i.e., Michael J. Fox, in that scene is got Monkey. He's just not as degenerate as you. I'm sorry, but it's true. Because what happens? She takes off her little whatever the fuck, like overcoat, right, to show off the shoulders and the strapless dress and the titties being pushed up and all that shit, right? He looks over and goes, oh, because he looks over and sees hot tits, but then he realizes, oh shit, it's my mom, and he has this kind of freak out moment. So. Yeah, he looks over and goes, whoa, and looks away.
That's just because those are his mom's titties, not because he's like, oh, yeah, oh, no.
Oh, hang on a second, gentlemen. Thank you, Prospero, for the really kind donation. Please tell me how much.
I feel like this is important to our audience.
I don't think they see it the same
way. Okay, here, wait.
He explicitly says that he has a plan to touch her up, but can't go through with it because he's not a degenerate. He says that to George. He's like, how are you going to make her kick you out of the car and cause a struggle? He goes, well, because George, nice girls get mad when you... And he goes, oh, you're going to touch her, blah, blah. And he can't go through with it.
Evil One says the incest explains Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's.
Oh, no.
Press 1 in the chat if you want this to stop. 2 if you want it to go on, and I'll tell you about the results when we get them. Look, I'm just saying. I've heard of weirder things. We've read stories about this kind of weird stuff. Look, see, people want this to go on. They love it.
Jaeger Pony's the only one that wants us to go on.
No, there's a couple of 2s there. And look, look, Richo, that's a whole different vote. So not even okay, Polly. You're Michael J. Fox. Not you. You're Michael J. Fox in this situation.
Right.
You are Calvin Klein.
Right.
You have this genetic pull to women who look just like that.
Right.
And she's offering to like just blow you in the car. You can go, no.
That's right.
All right. Dark Shade Becky.
He had a plan to do it. He says so, but then can't. So what the hell?
He did not have a plan to get a blowjob.
He had a plan to touch her on her hoo-ha.
Well, hang on. I'm so glad I sparked this. Did you?
I think he did.
No, he had a plan to touch her on her boobs, man.
No. She says on her, and he reaches. Dude, don't make me pull out my Blu-rays, man.
I'm remembering it differently then. I'll have to watch it again. It's been a year or so since I watched it.
You're taking all kinds of things away from that movie that I did.
I'm just saying, you're probably gonna do it.
I don't know. In all the times I've watched that movie, I've watched it a whole fuck ton of times. I've only ever thought about Jennifer and how hot she is and how pissed off because she's like the prototypical 80s babe. And it's kind of awesome.
Be mad at you. She ain't even gonna know you did your mom.
Okay,
who, Jennifer?
You guys have creeped out Zelthor, which is pretty impressive.
It is.
Sorry.
I think it is. Yeah.
No, I've creeped out Zelthor a lot. See, he'll be fine.
See, Ramen says, keep going. This is hilarious. I just want you guys to know your vote wasn't going to matter anyway. But thank you so much for being on my side on this.
Ouch.
Snubber, thank you. The question of questions. If she's drop dead gorgeous, can you forego the taboo? Okay. Who would it have to have been to be your mom back then for you to do it?
Yeah, I don't get this. Like, okay.
Okay, you go back in time and Stacey Dash is your mom. She wants to touch your penis.
No. Because
that's some control there.
But you know why? Because you have to put yourself in those shoes. And the only way to do it is imagine your mom currently and then just go, well, that's how I would feel, even if it was Stacey Dash. You're thinking of Stacey Dash and the hard on she gives you right now.
Yeah.
Okay, Stacey Dash has kids. You think her kids want to fuck her?
No, but I bet they marry somebody who looks like their mom.
I don't even know. Oh my.
You know who we should contact about this is Lisa Bonet's husband.
He's the last guy I want to hear from about women.
I know, that's why it's funny.
I feel like Marty missed an opportunity there. I feel like Jennifer would have been better off if he had done it because he'd have some knowledge. He'd have some things he could bring into the future. I just love how much his mom turns out to be a whore, actually.
Wait a minute. Are you saying Marty hadn't hit it yet?
There's nothing to suggest they actually have hit it.
Well, there kind of is. She's perfectly okay with going up to the lake for the weekend with him and setting out some sleeping bags in the back of the truck and fucking.
That's a big deal. That was the big deal about them going up.
No, the big deal was the getaway, not them. Like, she doesn't seem shy about the idea at all.
Whatever. I bet that chick had a chest.
Tell me about it, 80s kid.
Well,
thank you.
What people that you were okay, but you are. Did you have sex in the 80s?
Was it the 80s? No. It was. Wait, was it? I was 15. No, it was 90. It was the big deal was him going up there for that trip so he could. Why do you think he was so pissed, man? He was going to get some of that.
Because you think he hadn't gotten none before?
No.
I don't know. I'd say that's kind of an unwarranted guess.
You're putting today's morality on Marty. I'm putting Alabama morality on Marty. Just do your mom, man. It's not going to hurt.
An Alabama morality. Wow.
Yeah. Arkansas, West Virginia, you take your pick. The lake was when they were going to bump uglies for the first time. Yeah, exactly. That's what he like, God damn it. Kill him, motherfucker.
You know what kills me is that it's like the assuredness that both you and Monkey say that with. It's like if there's no evidence that they hadn't banged, there's certainly no evidence that they did. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I think that there's indications that they have been. They've been together for a while. Like, what the fuck? They're high school seniors. They're 17, 18 years old and they haven't fucked yet. Why would you think that?
Because this was a different time, Polly.
This isn't the 1930s. They're not
the 30s. Obviously, in high school, they were doing it. His mom was a whore.
Yeah, his mom's drinking and smoking and parking with boys. Is it really so odd that he's banging his girlfriend at 18?
She was a classy chick, Polly. Why are you turning Jennifer into a whore?
No, I'm not turning Jennifer into a whore. She's a one-man kind of woman.
You don't know
she's
that.
with him monogamously.
She could have done George for all you know.
So now you got Jennifer fucking George McFly.
Well, maybe there was a small train going on.
Yo, a threesome, yeah. They ran a train.
Because apparently the McFly men have always been attracted to whores.
Hey, I'm not the one who said they were always attracted to people who look like their mother.
No, I didn't say that either.
You quoted the dude saying they always had the same type of woman to the point where they look identical.
Yeah, but I can quote you saying degenerate things. It doesn't mean I'm a degenerate for doing so.
I didn't say you were a degenerate for doing so. I said that, Polly. Stubber, thank you. Also, keep in mind, she only married George out of pity. Incest saved their marriage. Yes, indeed. Do you know how much better their marriage would have been if she came out of that car with the little white dripping down her lip?
Yeah.
You think I got problems with this? Fuck, I'm currently reorganizing this hottest women in the MCU list, like cutting and pasting. And yeah, I'm going to get some disagreement over this shit right here. This is, whew.
Reno says Freud would disagree, Monkey. Well, there actually is a pretty verifiable thing that people tend to go for traits that their parents have, whether physical or otherwise. Dark Shade says Jennifer is a shapeshifter. Ooh, dirty bitch. Dirty bitch. So, do you think when she found her son's Calvin Klein, she like sniffed the crotch?
No.
Wow. Gross.
Come on, she's a dirty girl. Oh, thank you, Mr. Dax. Maybe they did anal. Okay, maybe. Not in the 80s, not in the mid 80s. Anal didn't become a huge thing till the early 90s.
Yeah, no one had anal sex before the 90s.
No, they did. They did, but even in porn, it was a very, very rare thing.
Yeah.
Very rare. Now it's in every damn movie. If you don't do, hey, just watch Casting Couch. If you don't do anal, you won't get a job.
That's a show, Casting Couch?
Wow, even
Casting Couches?
I know what the Casting Couch is, but you said watch Casting Couch. Like it's a show?
Well, it's a porn series where they.
Oh, it's a porn series. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
and
I thought you meant it was like one of the shows on Netflix I don't watch or some shit. Like, really?
Well, apparently you don't watch it, but you can find it on X videos and Pornhub.
Press 1 in chat if you're a dude who knows what Casting Couch is. The Casting Couch I was talking about is.
Do you recognize that black leather sofa?
You know that black leather sofa and those white walls and the desk
Even Stargazer's telling us to stop, so we should probably move on. Something else.
We had moved on. We were talking about Casting Couch now and
okay.
anal sex. Sheesh.
Just checking. I'm worried about Stargazer. She shills us, and
she does.
I need that in my life because I'm broke.
But I can't help myself from talking about the things that interest me. And I am curious that, I mean, he didn't even like grab, like feel her up a little bit. Anyway. I never watch porn, says Zombie Teddy. Uh-huh.
Your life makes me sad.
Let me ask you this. Let's say he had 3 months before the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Marty, back in 55, was it? 1955? Okay. What did he miss an opportunity of doing if he had like a full 3 months? What could he have done in 55 as a kid from 85 that he should have and could have taken advantage of?
His mom.
Oh, fuck.
What?
We're trying to move past that, monkey.
Oh. You guys move past it. Just because you did doesn't mean I did. Let's see. God, really? Not much. I mean,
not much.
Milking a cow, I guess. I don't know.
No. You could have went to like various red light districts and fucked like crazy because there was nothing that penicillin couldn't cure.
I suppose so. He doesn't really exist, so as long as he gets back to the future, he could have went on a crime spree.
Yeah, but you don't really get to keep the money. You mean just for the thrill of it? Well, I guess you could have brought back 1955 currency. It's not like it still wouldn't be valid,
Let's see. We've got some records here from 1955. The first nuclear-powered submarine was launched, the USS Nautilus.
He could have done that.
Polio vaccine was declared safe and effective in April of that year. The Mickey Mouse Club debuted. The Baghdad Pact in NATO. The Warsaw Pact with Russia. Gunsmoke premiered. The first Guinness Book of World Records. Disneyland opened. You could go to the opening of Disneyland in July.
Voight said he could have made bank like he planned in the third movie, but how many big corporations were started in the 50s are still around or where he even could have got into the market?
Well, he could have got involved in Vietnam because that started, involvement started in Vietnam. Rosa Parks happened in 1955, so he could have got beaten up by some Southerners.
Yeah. I mean, there's just not a lot of, it's the 50s for fuck's sake.
Oh, the Emmett Till. He could have saved Emmett Till's life.
Backscan says, did you see the Tim Pool video where he says single player games were coming to an end? No, they're not. That's been around since multiplayer came out. Fuck the new Star Wars game they just announced is single player. Yeah, single player games aren't going anywhere.
Well, he could have
Especially
stopped
with the indie scene.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's much. I mean, maybe if he had done some planning when he was in the future before he went in the past, but he got like no time to prepare.
Yeah.
So maybe if he had done that, maybe.
Yeah, he
I do
could.
like how Polly's example was, though, all you get is chlamydia.
But like I said, nothing. No, I didn't say chlamydia. I said nothing that couldn't be cured without some kind of
and gonorrhea.
And gonorrhea, yeah.
And the crabs. All you need is a razor. By the way,
yeah,
will not get rid of it.
A razor, a special shampoo, or a minor amount of penicillin. There's nothing that's going to, like, as Eddie Murphy said, make your dick explode.
Right, yeah, it's just going to burn when you pee for a while. There'll be a little bit of a trip.
He could have saved James Dean.
Mm.
He could have stopped United Airlines 629 from exploding over Longmont, Colorado.
Yeah, but everywhere he went, it would have been just mad bush. I mean, it was the 50s, right?
It was, yeah. And it was mad bush too, man. Those were oppressed women.
No trim. It's all nasty.
Clear through the weeds, and there's a pissed off vagina looking back at you. Did you see Medicare's fungus video? I did not.
Oh, it was about that weird incurable fungus that's infecting everything. I sent an article to you guys on Lords of the Night.
Oh yeah,
a couple days ago. I think you guys covered it.
I know we've talked about some of that stuff. We got a lot of. Oh yeah, I do remember that. We've talked about a lot of stuff. There's all kinds of new and horrible things coming up to ruin our lives.
Yeah.
Like the super gonorrhea, because regular gonorrhea is just not enough. And we got the polio thing coming up. Yay!
Polio.
Yeah, there's the new polio.
Yeah, it's a polio-like disease coming up from the southern border.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked. It's like over 100 people have already contracted it.
Evil One says he could have started the women's shaving thing early. I think he'd need longer than just a year or 3 months. Be like, Mom, will you shave?
Gross.
He didn't even get to hit on any other women. The only women he got to even be with was his mom. Poor bastard. I'm sure there were some other whores in 1955's high school. Anybody go to high school in 55? Were there whores there? How many whores were there? What's that?
We said, does anyone go to high school in 55? And I said, oh, she left. Damn it.
She left. Oh, Bear, I've read that story before. Yeah. Why is this? That's from 3 days ago. We read this story like 2 months ago. 1 hour of watching Peppa Pig per day gave my daughter a British accent. Do you realize your kid speaks with a British accent? My friend Francesca asked me in her own British accent. My 2-year-old daughter, Penny, had just requested an iced lolly, which led to an outburst of laughter from Francesca, who was born in England and lived there until she met her Canadian husband. Yes, I've noticed. It's all thanks to Peppa Pig. I laughed in reply, my cheeks pink with embarrassment. Don't worry, it'll fade.
Now, this might actually be a different article, and it's actually part of the contagion that's spreading around. That fungus gives people British accents, but it's transmitted through Peppa Pig.
It gives you a Peppa Pig accent. No, I swear, no, we read a story just like that 2 or 3 months ago, and it was all over my timeline there for just a few minutes. I'm speaking in euphemisms, not for real. It was, yeah, I got sent that like 3 or 4 times over a course of a couple of days. Me wants a lolly. That's my best. There you go. Old chap, I sent you an invite if you'd like to come hang out. What else do they say? Governor, come hang out, governor.
Has anyone said that since the 1920s?
Yeah, Americans say it all the time when we're fucking with British people.
Too right.
Yes, Polly, governor.
Well,
You
yeah,
wanker.
you wanker. You damn Yank. I do like that they still call us Yanks. It makes me feel warm in my wiener. It makes me feel like Leah Thompson is about to play with my dick.
Oh, hello, governor. Got any tea or crumpets?
Actually, they have crumpets explained to me, and they sound like really nasty biscuits.
So, did you guys see the commercial for the Dora the Explorer movie?
They made a Dora movie. I know they're making a Peppa Pig movie.
It's a live-action Dora the Explorer. She's like a teenager, and
Really?
it looks like Spy Kids level of quality.
Why is she a teenager?
Really dumb. I don't know.
The chat won't let me post. What? Why not? Yesterday, people couldn't donate because we got age restricted. We got age restricted in the middle of a stream. That is the first. That is a first for me. A first for me. And Polly, you were here for that.
Yeah, I got a meme for that.
It was actually Polly's fault.
What was my fault?
That we got age restricted. Oh, Citron, thank you over on the Streamlabs. Don't forget, if you don't want to give YouTube your money, you can do it over there. Hey, Monkey Jack and other guy. The only one with his name and his fucking thing, other guy. Enjoy the first donation of my full-time Lyft driving. Has Worski been brought up yet? Yeah, we brought up Worski earlier. I got 2 cents. A concealed handgun is a last resort when loss of life is likely. It ironically wasn't until the gun was pulled out. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's why
Alex?
No, I'm sorry. I was just reading what Bear had wrote there. You're a monkey. It's not that. All right, peace out, guys. I don't know what it is, Bear. But yeah, that's what the cop was trying to explain to them, is that there was no reason for them to pull a gun in the situation they were in.
Yeah, there is. There's always a reason to pull a gun. They're awesome.
Well, yeah, they are. But I don't think that's what he meant.
Oh, fair enough. He meant a legal reason. Whatever. I'd have been like, keep your laws off my body. Article 4, free inhabitant. Us traveling with this gun.
Oh, sorry. I'm
I ran out of joke there. So
yeah, about that whole situation. Yeah, we talked about it at the beginning of the show a bit. That Alex kid, man, he might be in some real trouble.
You know, I was talking about that earlier in Discord. There is some tactical information to pull out of that stream, or Andy's live stream, right?
Sure.
There's a difference between a taser and a stun gun.
Yes.
Now, and if I'm not mistaken, taser itself is a trademark for a particular company, but regardless, in their generally used terms, and I'm not trying to say this is a strict categorization, but people keep talking like a taser is far more effective in that, compressed gas shoots off 2 darts into the individual, and that's what's stunning them. And they're barbed, so they're very difficult to pull out. That's and it's going to make it through clothing and all that other stuff. Whereas the stun gun that he had is just 2 metal points, and there's a charge that arcs over the 2 of them. You see what happened when he hit that guy with the stun gun?
What are you talking about?
Did you not watch the Andy stream?
Yeah.
Did you not see when Alex hit the guy with the stun gun?
I didn't see a stun gun at all.
Okay. Alex does have a stun gun, and he shocks like, get out of here. I'll use this, bzz, bzz, and arcs it a couple of times. And then he gives it to him in the rib. It just annoys the guy. He might as well have just pinched him really hard.
It is Florida Poly.
And
what
are you saying? They're superhuman and full of meth? Is that what you're saying?
It's implied.
Hang on. Was this early in the video before the 3 guys showed up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that part yet. Okay.
Okay.
So
it's when they're
stun him?
Yeah, they're still on the sidewalk at this point. Yeah. And he tries shocking him, and the guy barely reacted. So the information is this: stun guns they are very powerful. There's a lot of different ones out there on the market. If you've got some little 100,000 volt stun gun that runs off of one 9-volt battery, don't go thinking that this is some kind of non-lethal alternative to a firearm that's effective. Because watch what happened with that big muscular Florida dude. He hit him right in the fucking ribs, and the guy just moved away from it a little bit and then came right back. I'm not kidding. It has the as if the guy had pinched him really, really hard. That was the only effect it had. Don't trust every. Sorry, go ahead.
Not only do they have this asshole brandishing a firearm, they also have him trying to tase someone.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah,
and I think
trouble.
And I don't want to enter into Jamal Eigel internet lawyering bullshit here.
No, jump in.
That's what we do.
Everyone does it. Come on. Yeah, and like Backscan says, stun guns only work if you go for the right spots, bottom of the spine, you'll drop them easily. If you hit them in the right spot and with a stun gun that's doing the right thing, but I think we all know there's novelty stun guns that are a little more than a novelty. It makes a loud crackling noise and not much more. Do not rely on it as some kind of effective means of self-defense is what I'm getting at. You might not need a gun. Maybe like pepper spray might be more effective for you or whatever. Just because it makes a loud, cracky electrical noise doesn't mean that it's going to drop somebody cold, no matter where you touch them. That's my only point here. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Monkey. They've got some bad things to explain if a prosecutor decides to go ahead with charges.
Do you think Alex is going to send Failure a thank you note for showing the cop that video? Because if the cop doesn't see that video, it's everybody's word against everyone else's.
Right.
But look, we have evidence. Like, did he pull a gun? Yeah, but he hit me. Did that motherfucker pull a gun? Yeah, that was fucking horrible. His stun gun was a Tickle Me Elmo model.
Yeah, a lot of those you can run them right up and down your arms. It's not going to do a damn thing. But you got to hit somebody where it counts, usually on the meat around the waist, like in the fatty areas of the sides of your gut, or if you have the really good ones, somewhere in the torso. But if they're up on PCP or meth, it's not going to do a damn thing.
Yeah, I've told this story before in Lords of the Night. There was a guy around here that everybody got upset because the police shot him. They had tased his ass 3 times.
Oof.
3 times, and he kept coming at him.
Yeah.
And so they're like, he was coming at him with a fucking long ass iron pipe.
Ooh.
And yeah, they tried slowing him down the nice way, and then like he keeps coming. They finally put his ass down. And everybody's like, they should have done something else. Like what? What? Tickle him? Tell him jokes until he can't stand up anymore? What do you do at that point? So yeah, I mean, some people just don't. It doesn't hit them that well. Good job. But yeah, I can't believe I'll have to go back and watch that part. I was going back and catching the end part because that's the exciting part I wanted to see when they got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
But I missed the taser part. So I just loved, and I talked about this earlier, how as they're walking away from that guy, they're talking about how he should have stepped up to him. They what was it? Something or come? I forget what it was. Stand or come, something like that. And we should make that a shirt. And then the guy comes back and like, oh, he's got friends. There's 3 of them now. Uh-oh. Pull it. Yeah, good job.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm looking up Florida law right now, and improper exhibition of a weapon, commonly referred to as brandishing, falls under the lesser included offense of aggravated assault.
Yeah, that's what he's facing aggravated assault charges.
Yeah, so that's punishable by up to 60 days in jail and a $500 fine in Florida, unless they move it up to a felony, in which case it goes to something way more severe, because Florida has a mandatory prison sentence of up to 20 years.
Damn.
Because
Vomit Sausage. Oh, sorry. Vomit Sausage, thank you so much. Take a moment for Stacy Dash appreciation. Absolutely. Oh, I love Stacy. Stacy, you're so pretty. Almost as pretty as me. Yeah, never step up to a man. I saw Wild Smiles video on it, where he kept showing the little pieces of what happened, and then he'd intersperse it with Andy at the fight going, "You said never step up to a man. Well, never step up to a man."
I'm curious because you see them with their shit. What are they called? The speakers. You were looking at them the other night, Monkey. The pill-shaped ones.
Oh, those. That's actually a pill speaker. The ones I was looking at is a sound bar.
What's the difference? What's a sound bar?
A pill speaker is usually round, all the way around.
Right.
Where a sound bar is a bar that sits somewhere and it just has the sound coming out of one side at you.
Okay, I know the type you're talking about. Yeah. Like, I mean, one of them is carrying around like what looks like a pill style speaker, right?
Yep.
To broadcast the text to speech. And what is the other person carrying a phone? Like, they're not walking around with a fucking selfie stick in public, are they?
Oh, they probably were, yeah.
Oh God.
You ever tried to hold the camera up that long?
I'm just trying to picture what it looked like from those three guys' perspective. Like, look, what the fuck? You got the fat guy, the little guy, and the littler guy. I mean, Jesus.
It looked like a Three Stooges sketch. What do you think it looked like?
Jack, with what you were saying, I've heard anything from you. That's the lowest I've heard, 60 days in jail, up to 5 years.
Well, it depends on the state and how it's charged, because
Right.
they could add on a bunch of other stuff too.
He's lucky. I mean,
they might go for battery because he's the stun gun. It could be simple assault. I'm not sure about all of Florida's laws, but yeah, it looks like they done fucked up.
And he could get aggravated assault ×3.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
If they're, let's say, Monkey, you and I are out on the street in Florida, right? And you've got a gun on you, and like we get in a beef with two guys, and I'm like, shoot him, Monkey, shoot him. Come on, do it. Come on. He's fucking threatening us. And then you pull your gun to shoot him. What? I'm not getting charged and I'm not going to jail? I totally would assume that I would be.
Yeah, you could get charged.
Well, you could, but as somebody pointed out earlier, whoever owns the gun is responsible for using it properly.
Now, I completely get that idea, but it's like, I don't know. It's it always seems like when something bad goes down, everybody's getting charged, like within eyesight, right? So you got me.
Well, the day's not over yet. They have a long time to seek charges against everybody.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm going to step away for just a minute, if that's okay. Polly, you're in charge for a moment.
All right, porn it is.
Don't get me age restricted before I get back. Wait for me to get back for that.
Okay.
Whatever. No, Dom's got a good point. Worski had the selfie stick and it just looks stupid. That might have been why they were stepping up on him. They're like, hey, Florida looks dumb enough. We don't need selfie sticks here.
So you watched it, Jack?
I just saw a little bit of it. I didn't. This is the first I heard about it was getting on the stream here.
Okay. I was just wondering if you were able, because I had a hard time discerning what they were beefing with these guys over. You hear all sorts of stuff like marching in Germany and go to China, and like people are yelling different things at each other, and I'm like, okay, who's beefing with who over what? Was it over the? From
what Monkey was explaining to me, Worski had the app on so that donations were being read aloud, the speech to text or text to speech thing,
right?
And these guys didn't like that. So, the one guy didn't, so he said something to him, and that's when the argument initially happened. And then the guy left and came back with some friends because there were 3 of these guys. I mean, there's Failure, who's gigantic, and Worski, who looks like a serial killer, and this Alex kid. I don't know him, but he probably eats people's faces. I don't know. It's Florida.
I mean, that was that's what a few people had said, but like the conversation is so, it's the kind of thing I'd have to watch 2-3 times to really discern who's saying what, right? And it's a little shaky cam, if you will, but not as shaky as I would have expected if he was actually holding onto the phone with his hands. So that's why I was thinking, does that guy, did he have like a selfie stick or something?
Yeah, Andy's had the selfie stick several times in videos, so I'm assuming he had it there, which just makes you look stupid. But it sounds like they started the situation by having the text to speech on. And that's rude as hell. I'll give them that. I wouldn't like that either. It's annoying. You're trying to have dinners or whatever. and there's some assholes there shouting the N-word through their phone.
Can
Make your money off of it.
Like Jack and chat, can we get on a point of agreement here? Walking down the street live streaming while your fucking chats are being read aloud is moronic and for morons.
Absolutely.
Like fucking IRL live streaming, it's bad enough when you're just having to watch the inside view of Ice Poseidon's house playing video games and just randomly talking to people that are walking through his fucking living room. It's a whole other thing when, I mean, seriously, you're walking down the street and it's not even music you're having to listen to. You're having to listen to a computerized voice go knickers, knickers, knickers. You know, I mean, what the fuck?
It'd be one thing if he was like shooting a video kind of quietly when no one's around, but live streaming while you're walking around with your selfie stick and it's reading out super chats, that's rude. That's
like, I mean,
that's right up there with being fat and in a Speedo and walking in front of me rude.
See, look at chat. They're all like, yes, I agree. +1 agreed. Like, who watches this stuff? I mean, like, I'll watch it for the like the car wreck of it. Yeah, well, yeah, for the absolute car wreck of it, because Jesus Christ, Andy, what did you do now of it? But the entertainment value of it on an hour-to-hour basis, I don't get why people would want to tune into something like that.
I don't get it either, but it seems to be very popular with young people.
Are you talking about the Andy stream? Why people would tune in?
Just IRL streaming, period.
Oh, like this?
No,
this is not IRL.
We're
in a conversation.
We're at home talking. We're not wandering the streets, babbling into our phone, listening to super chats being read aloud.
Sure. No, that, I mean, the point of that is just so you can, it's childish. And you can make something childish be said over there. That's what started this to begin with.
And I love the idea of people aren't going to pay the $5 to have something really embarrassing to you, to fuck you up with people around you read aloud. Of course. Have you never been on the internet before? Of course I do it. Like, just
look, that's the whole point of that stream though, with those guys when they do this. And I can't figure out if Andy's fans are like, they just want to give him money and be nice to him, or if they're really like, I'm going to get his ass beat.
I think his ass beat.
It seems like that. Like, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to make Andy get his ass whipped.
It very much seems like that too. And I might be wrong about this, but it seems like Andy's fans are like Christian Weston Chandler's fans. Like, they love the guy because they, Chris Chan, you don't know Chris Chan?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, like famous lol cow. It's like Andy has turned himself into a living lol cow, and he doesn't seem to realize it, or he does and thinks he can monetize it. I don't know what the fuck the thinking is.
But hey, there's one more shim. Sorry, Sichon. Get that real fast. Also could be argued, and I hope it is, that Andy could be charged with incitement for telling Alex to aim. Either way, not going to lie, I'm going to enjoy watching Andy reap what he sowed. Thank you so much for that. I don't think Andy's going to suffer from this, really.
The most they'll probably do is just deport him.
Stargazer points out, it was AP's donation that set him off, or that set this all off. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Irony.
Fucking AP. Jeez.
He had the song played.
What I really hope happens is that if Andy does get arrested, they send him to a sanctuary city and he can't get back to Canada for like 2 weeks because he's busy dodging poop in San Francisco or something. And everybody thinks he's Mexican. That would entertain me to no end.
That would be awesome. No, my favorite part of what I saw of the video was at the end when Alex is in handcuffs and he's talking to the cop, and he actually says, I'm these two's bodyguard. Like, really? Andy's bigger than you. Stop it. Nobody's believing that you're a bodyguard. You brought that gun in case something bad happened because you guys knew what you were about to do.
And the stun gun as well. Like, you came loaded for bear because you were seemingly expecting that you were going to be pissing people off in public.
You came to be the patsy, dummy. You just didn't realize it.
Their little conversation. Sorry, Jack, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the conversation that they're having at the end, it was really depressing to me personally. It's just him and Failure sitting there on a curb, and it's like, well, I guess we're just going to go get a hotel room now. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's going to a steel hotel room where he can't have his belt or shoelaces, and you guys are off to the Holiday Inn. This is Jesus fucking Christ. was just depressing, the whole fucking thing, man. What a perfect description of a shit show, or perfect example of a shit show.
What were you about to say there, Jack?
All you have to do is outrun failure. That's I'd throw that dude to the wolves. Get him, failure.
Well, that's another part that's going to get him in trouble. I mean, failure didn't even try to back off. And yes, I know stand your ground laws. That guys, look at how those actually work. Standing in the middle of the street, throwing or setting your food down in front of you and screaming "Stand your ground" does not qualify. That's not quite how it works.
Yeah, it's just like that Office episode where Michael walked out into the office bullpen and yelled, "I declare bankruptcy."
Yes.
That's not how this works.
Excuse me. Yeah, I don't mean to talk about it again, guys, because we did do it quite a bit at the beginning. Polly wasn't here for that, but it's a big story going on in the YouTube sphere right now.
Yeah, well, you get some fucketry for tomorrow.
What is this?
I don't know. What are you looking at?
Caitlin Bennett. Do you know who she is? She's the
sounds-
girl. She's the girl with the long curly blonde hair who took a gun to her college, and on her college graduation cap it said, I forget what it said, something about the Second Amendment.
Nice.
And she likes to post a lot of really stupid shit. Just showing herself with a gun, which is cool for her, but it would be great if she'd stop saying stupid shit. But apparently she was kicked out of some event. I'm guessing just for who she is, which is weird. She was just sitting there. All right. Should have had Alex there. He'd have fixed that shit. Anyhow, so what else has been going on? Has Andy gone mental again? No. Well, kind of, but
Not directly.
not directly. It was more of a more of a shit show. At least failure is living up to his name. Oh man, it was so bad. So bad. Man sues his parents for throwing away his $26,000 porn collection.
Whoa.
He's got no shame. A Michigan man is suing his parents for $86,000 for allegedly throwing out his massive porn collection. The family feud began in October 2016 when, following a divorce, the man moved back in with his parents in Grand Rapids, Michigan, bringing with him his $29,000 smut stockpile. About 10 months later, the man, whose identity was withheld by the outlet, moved to a new home in Indiana, and his parents sent him his belongings. That's when he noticed his porn pile, which consisted of over 12 moving boxes full of movies and 2 boxes of sex toys, had gone missing. The man tried calling the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, sending one of the officers 44 mails listing movies he says were destroyed, but authorities declined to press charges. Many of the porn flicks are valuable and out of print, according to the suit. The man emailed his parents, writing, "If you had a problem with my belongings, you should have stated at the time, and I would have gone elsewhere. Instead, you chose to keep quiet and behave vindictively." According to the suit, his father responded, "Believe it or not, one reason why I destroyed your porn was for your own mental health and emotional health."
No, that's not why you did it.
I would have done the same thing if I found a kilo of crack cocaine.
Whatever. You know his parents are watching that porn.
Yeah, they are. His mom got banged to that stuff.
29 grand worth of porn? Dude, I wouldn't mess with that. Dude, you know how buff that right arm is?
No shit.
Probably looks like Popeye from the side.
That was vintage ass bangers ball, Mom. Yeah, right, Faithless? Grand Rapids, Michigan. Of course. Why is he suing for $86,000 if it was only $29,000?
Well, $29,000 is probably what he paid, not the value to buy it back. because there's some vintage stuff on there. Some old VHS tapes that are super obscure or something.
His parents should just get him a subscription to Pornhub. Let him get into the.
No, he needs that classic Nicky Charm again, and some of
that was an original copy of Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, it might have been a first printing. You don't know. This is crazy stuff.
I do know that suing your parents over your porn collection is just a weird fucking headline.
There are some things you let go. Just put them in a bad home.
Yeah.
You wanted to be in the
so much. Why didn't he take it with him?
You always take your valuables with you when you leave. That's rule number one. And the fact that his wife let him keep the porn, come on. Obviously, it's important to him. He probably stipulated that in the divorce. We should read his divorce decree. That would be hilarious.
Okay. You move in with your parents. You unpack your porn collection?
Well, he probably left it boxed up.
Do you think? I mean, his okay. I don't know. It just sounds to me like they knew a little bit too much about his porn collection. Like maybe he was masturbating in his room all day.
Probably. But he did bring some toys too, so he probably lost a lot of fleshlights.
Okay, we gotta talk about some immigrants. Inside a father and daughter's perilous search for asylum.
Oh, God.
I don't know how to say that. Cabreras is his last name, so we'll just go with that. Cabreras, 29, is a typical example of roughly 1,000 Central American migrants who pour into this small border city every day. Every fucking day, y'all. Triggering what the mayor calls a humanitarian crisis. Unable to speak English and illiterate, even in his native Spanish, the Honduran native also has epilepsy, and he suffered a seizure and fell during the grueling 21-day trek through Guatemala and Mexico with his 5-year-old daughter. Cabreras, who left behind a wife and 2-year-old son, also admits that while he's seeking asylum on grounds that his homeland is overrun with gang violence, his primary motive for coming to the United States was to seek a better life. It wasn't global warming? Oh. He must not be one of them global warming refugees that AOC told us about. My dream is for me, or to have a house for me and my family, Cabreras, speaking in Spanish, told the Post. I feel there are good people here. There are no good people in Honduras. Did that include you when you lived there? Cabreras' nose still bears deep scratches from the fall and credits his daughter with keeping the human traffickers who led the group from leaving him behind. She told them I'd fallen and told them where to find my medicine. She is my savior. But Delis isn't in much better shape than her dad. She had a high fever when they were taken into custody by Border Patrol and looked bedraggled in stained sweatpants and uncombed hair. All right. I hope you go live in LA. There's a lot of big houses there with a lot of celebrities who support you. And go live on their lawn and they will. Yeah, right. There are no good people in Honduras. Imagine Trump saying that, right?
Well, it's going to be a shame when we send him back.
Well, it is. I mean, refugee status, there's not, I mean, you're an economic migrant. That's what you are. And you can't claim, they're no good people, but yeah, I mostly just want a house. Not the way the system's supposed to work. Did you catch on Twitter that Cher? Yeah, we read Cher's tweet earlier. Go see Cher. She will help you. Yeah. Cher's upset about them being shipped to Los Angeles, Polly, because there's too many people in Los Angeles already.
That's her issue.
Too many people they can't take care of, some of which are homeless vets. So yeah, they shouldn't be. It's wrong for Donald Trump to ship them there. Here, you know what, Mr. Dax, that's a great idea. Here's what I'll do in this situation. That man and his family, they can come stay here. They get to go live in Cher's house, and she has to go back to Honduras. I feel like that's a good trade. I'm sure he'll be a hard worker. I mean, and where she lives, I'm sure there's plenty of yard work to do around. And we know how those people like to have their yards done by brown folks who don't speak English and may or may not have a green card.
Shit. If these celebrities really wanted to help, half of them could afford to buy Honduras.
No shit, right? Just get together and buy the place. Why millionaires are buying remote Indonesian islands? Because they can.
Yeah, and Indonesia has a lot of sexy chicks.
The enforcement of some laws are not as good as they should be.
Yeah, flexible morals, extreme poverty. Your money is worth a ton over there.
Oh wait, is it tax day?
Tyler.
Oh, it is. It's tax day, y'all. Make sure you have your taxes done by the end of the day. We'll throw Alyssa Milano in too. Yeah, she can go. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, with all of her income, she's got lots of taxes to do.
Why are they punishing us? Why are you punishing us with all those illegals? Oh god, if you take some of the things that they're saying right now, all of these fucking bleeding heart assholes, it's literally the stuff people have been saying on a countrywide level forever. Like, we have enough homeless vets in this country we can't take care of. We have enough poor people in this country that we're not taking care of. But why are we bringing in millions more? And they're all like, why are you such a hateful bigot?
Because it can be.
Oh man, I hate people. What else we got going on in the world today? You good over there, Polly? You working on your list?
No, I set that aside for a minute. I was doing something else and then kind of lost track of what I was supposed to be doing. This is why I never get anything finished.
He was checking out his $29,000 porn collection.
How much is my porn worth?
Well, I didn't pay for any of it. Have you ever seen what Kobe beef looks like?
I can't remember if I have or not.
Are we talking about vagina again?
No.
Oh.
Actual food, man.
Oh, yes.
You want to see a picture of Kobe beef?
Not really.
Yeah, you do. You do, don't you?
Yeah, let's see it. What you got?
Hold on, let me just minimize.
Did you see the shared tweet? Yeah, there were actually two of them. There's one that's going around right now. She did another one on the 13th that I didn't see going around.
So she doesn't really take issue with the whole he's using immigrants as pawns. It's just like we can't accept them because of infrastructure and population. That's it. No.
The one today was about we can't take them. The one from the 13th was exactly that. Hey, hang on. While you're looking up your Kobe beef thing, here we go. Mm-hmm. We'll read these again. Yesterday's at this point. I understand helping struggling immigrants, but my city isn't taking care of its own. What about the 50,000 plus citizens who live on the street? People who live below the poverty line and hungry. If my state can't take care of its own, many are vets, how can it take care of more? That's how it's written.
Is she wrong, or what are we disagreeing with her on here?
The problem comes in is that she's one of those bleeding hearts who has a problem with us, turning away immigrants. But now that they're being sent to her city, now it's a problem.
Well, no, I certainly get the idea of
it's the NIMBY. Yes. Not in my backyard.
But I mean that that we should ship them somewhere where there is small towns where there are not big city problems. Yeah, but the crucial aspect of this is that it's only large cities that are declaring themselves sanctuary cities. So really, the issue isn't with a federal decision; it's with the decision of your city or municipal government. By declaring themselves a sanctuary city. You wanted them. Your elected officials said so. So you really shouldn't be voting for people who say that.
Well, it's not just that. She approves of all that crap. But like Ryan just said, it's what the rest of the country's been saying all along, but on a countrywide scale. And suddenly they get it when it's going to hurt us directly. Oh, no. That's not what we meant.
But I mean, is that not the essence of virtue signaling? It's free to talk shit on Twitter, but when it's going to actually cost you something or impact something, well, wait a minute, I was just signaling that I like good things. Yeah, well, okay, great. Isn't that the whole point?
Hang on, let me read you her one from the 13th.
Okay.
Now, this one is all in caps, so I'm not going to scream the whole thing. Will Trump really do what he just said he would? Will he flood my state with thousands of, quote, rapists and murderers, his words, as a punishment? What kind of president is he? What kind of man is he? He's the world's newest dictator, and he wants his troops to put up internment camps.
Jesus.
Why is he punishing us? Why is he punishing us? Why is he bringing all the brown people here to punish us?
Right.
You know, every time I hear the word sanctuary, I picture Quasimodo. Sanctuary! Like that.
I've never watched that.
Oh, it's even funnier. Like, go watch the old one from like the 50s or whatever, the old black and white one. The way Quasimodo would say sanctuary was just memorable. And that's what I hear every time they say it. So I think they have to give them sanctuary now because that's what Quasimodo got. If it was good enough for that deformed retard, it's good enough for all these illegals.
Do you have that picture up yet?
Oh, yeah. Here. Do screen share. Boom.
Oh, that's a lot of fat, man.
That's Kobe.
Raw.
Yeah. It's apparently extremely sweet and it's marbled beyond all belief. Like it's fatty, but it's fat that's very evenly distributed throughout the whole piece of beef. You know how fucking expensive that shit is per pound? Where's the beef? Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
80s callback, man. Yeah. I just find that shocking. I was sitting there reading about it and it's like, greatly beloved. And I'm like, really? That? Okay.
I want to share a tweet with you from Cher from 2017. Those who can must take a dreamer into their home and protect them. I'm ready to do this, and others in my business will do the same. Sanctuary. Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
But only one. Yeah, but now, I mean, she did only say a dreamer into their home. She's only got those 14 extra rooms. She can only take one. Oh my God.
Well, they better make sure that they drop off a dude at Weinstein's house or we're going to have another Me Too complaint.
Oh, good God. Is that really her house? Holy fuck. I was just kidding about the 14 extra rooms.
Oh, all these people live in mansions, dude.
Look at this fucking place. Take in one dreamer. Kiss my ass. Fucking place.
His
Holy fuck.
occupation will be pool boy.
Look, man, she could take in a whole bunch of illegals. I could keep that lawn trimmed and everything for her. Jesus. I can only take in one sanctuary. That's what she's worried about, though, is that, there'll be too many living on her lawn. Wow. Fuck her. I hate these people. Pelosi rips AOC, says her posse in Congress is like 5 people.
What?
House Speaker
Pelosi didn't say that, did she?
Well, hang on. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just sent some more shade at Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. In a 60-minute interview, correspondent Leslie Stahl pointed out the different groups within the House Democratic Caucus. You have these wings, AOC and her group on one side, Stahl said. That's like 5 people, Pelosi interrupted. Holy fuck. Oh my God.
And it is. But
yeah,
she and her 5 friends have the entire news establishment of entertainers behind them.
Oh, they do. Absolutely. You're right. You're right. But within the halls of Congress, they have no power.
I don't disagree with you, but that doesn't stop the media from acting like their
Well,
own, seventh estate.
Hold that thought, Polly.
Okay.
Hold that thought, because you remember what's happened in the story so far. Leslie Stahl is asking a question, and Pelosi interrupts for that little jab. Stahl corrected the snarky comment, saying the progressive group is more than 5. Leslie Stahl just came to carry AOC's water right there.
Wow.
Proving your point that you didn't even realize I had the proof of right here. Well, I'm progressive. I'm a progressive. Yeah, Pelosi responded. The Congressional Progressive Caucus has 98 members and is the second. This is the press article now. Is the second largest group of Democrats in Congress. Ocasio-Cortez is one of the group's most recognizable freshman members. We know what she was talking about. We know what she was talking about. Come on.
One of the most recognizable members, which translates to power in the House. How?
It doesn't.
But that's what I'm saying. The news media really believe that they are massive movers and shakers of things. We say things, they happen. She's on all of our networks. Therefore, that equals policy decisions.
Well, that's it. Remember, this is how it started. This is what was said. You have these wings, AOC and her group on one side. Even if you're talking about the Progressive Caucus, it's not AOC's group.
She's not
brand new to that group.
Mm-hmm.
Her group is her, Ilhan, Tlaib, and that's all I can name right now. And why? Because those are the 3 that always get the press. And it's just that's her squad, y'all. Remember that? That's her squad.
Yeah, squad goals.
Are they called the anti-Semites?
Yeah, the anti-Semitic wing. Yeah. Well, yeah, they are. Let's see. The story says, I'm going to show you the picture. Let's share this real fast. The story says this picture may have gotten Assange kicked out of the Ecuadorian embassy.
Damn.
That is not Assange. That is Moreno. A photo of Ecuadorian President Lenin Moreno lounging in his bed with a giant platter of lobster in front of him may have spurred Julian Assange eviction from the country's London embassy. The snapshot, highly embarrassing to the left-wing Moreno, whose country is reeling under financial strain, was among 200 private emails, texts, and documents posted to the anonymous website inapapers.org early last year. Moreno blamed Assange's WikiLeaks for the publication of the damning trove, which also included other photos of the president and his wife on lavish European vacations. In a radio interview, Moreno griped that photos of my bedroom, what I eat, and how my wife and daughters and friends dance were leaked. Assange cannot lie or much less hack into private accounts or private phones. Moreno raged. What?
You can't have him running around hacking into everything.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying. Do you think, okay, look, even if WikiLeaks was responsible for that, do you think Julian Assange was in the Ecuadorian embassy hacking your personal photos?
Would you be surprised?
Andrew, how you doing? Who says, Monkey, thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, guys, after 5 minutes rule, that's the only way we can do it. I apologize, but we had to do that. So I didn't sound like a Tourette's baby. Not that there's anything wrong with Tourette's babies.
You just wake up screaming chat members' names every morning now.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah, we read that story the other day. The man who was eating pasta outside of the Olive Garden with his shirt off.
Yeah, gross.
Oh, wait. Woman swipes Rolex from man sleeping in Midtown hotel. Cops are looking for a raven-haired Rolex thief who allegedly fleeced a 60-year-old man while he was asleep inside his Manhattan hotel. The victim claims to have woke up Sunday at around 10. Where's Cardi B? With his watch missing and thousands of dollars in charges made through his cell phone following a night together with the female suspect.
She was a whore.
Cardi B. Yeah, well, yeah. Why would you have, man, lock your phone down? He told the cops that he went to sleep inside his room at the Maxwell Hotel on Lexington Avenue. The unidentified woman, who has a tattoo of the word truth on her neck, was still present. She was gone when he woke up, and so was his Rolex.
Yeah, that was totally a hooker rolling him. Guys, pro tip, keep your phone locked and kick the hooker out before you fall asleep. That's all there is to it.
Look, this 60-year-old man did not. Okay, is this that can't be an actual picture of her? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, all right. Remember, we're talking about a 60-year-old man here. This is the chick who just loved him and needed to sleep there.
Dude, she looks like she'd rob me, and I'm definitely better looking than this old man.
She'd take the last 50 cents out of your pocket, man.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
It could have something to do with this. Baby daddy do you wrong, we buy his gold.
Oh, damn.
That's awesome.
Damn.
I love that.
Send me that picture.
Yeah, share that one, Polly.
I need that picture in my life.
But while I'm at it,
look
in fear.
Now, look.
Jesus, don't do that.
Hang on. If you're a 60-year-old man and you go to bed with that, she will be there in the morning.
Yeah, that bitch ain't going nowhere.
This is her with her makeup on.
Yeah. She looks horrible, man.
Sorry, Faithless. I just.
Yeah.
When I came across that picture, I'm like, oh, I'm grabbing a copy of that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Sorry. I was looking for something. Did you ever see Kathy when she was young?
Yeah.
She was never the most beautiful woman. But she wasn't ugly.
I watched a rerun of Seinfeld that she was on back in the 90s, not too long ago. And it was like, yeah, you've been doing some hard living, man. Apparently coke's a hell of a drug or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what she's been doing, man. Like sniffing the ashes of, oh shit, I forgot her name. Joan Rivers. I mean, yeah, she just looks horrible these days. I remember when she was young, she was on a sitcom was she on the one with Brooke Shields? I can't remember. But that's where I first saw her, and she was cute. And apparently redheads will suck out their own soul. Because she looked like the devil now.
Yeah. Like, and the ears, like no one, like in that Seinfeld episode I saw, she had like a big mane of curly red hair. Apparently it was to cover up those troll ears.
Yeah, she just, stay away from the plastic surgeons, y'all. Because that's what happens when you get pulled too tight and it bounces back. Man,
your skin extra stretches to accommodate the extra tension.
It's just bad. That is horrible.
Well, she's best friends with Gloria Vanderbilt, so you have to figure that skin treatments and things of the like are just flying around everywhere.
She should be best friends with moisturizer.
If you ever wonder how she got that gig with Anderson Cooper for New Year's Eve on CNN, maybe it's because she's best friends with Anderson Cooper's mom. Possibly. I'm suggesting. I don't know.
She looks like the Joker without falling into the chemicals.
Oh no. Oh no.
Good one, Poogie.
Oh, I still have you presented. I'm sorry. There we go. That picture is going to haunt my nightmares for years to come. Don't worry. Don't worry. Freddie will try to kill her in your dreams.
You kidding? He's not going to fuck with that.
Oh, no. She's all yours. Man Bat, not Green Goblin. Yeah. She hasn't aged well at all. And you know what? That's not just aging. Let's be honest. That is Hollywood trying to make you look young when you're just not anymore.
I agree with Jack, though. Like, you think moisturizer would have went a long way. That she just looked like she had just done 7 tours in the desert or something. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she looks very weathered. Like, I don't know.
How old is Kathy Griffin?
She's in her 50s, isn't she?
So is Marissa Tomei, and she don't look like that.
Well, Marissa Tomei probably is better.
She's 58.
Yeah, that's hard living, man. Yeah,
she's 58 and she looks dead.
She really does look reanimated. It's true.
What do you think?
No,
Drinking or drugs?
drugs. But Polly, bring up that picture again.
Oh shit. Okay, give me a second.
If you can find it again. I'll wait to present you to when you have it. But I want to point something out there. Oh, Ilhan Omar says death threats have increased since Trump tweet. I wonder how his death threats have gone up or down with y'all's tweets. Now, have you ever been to a funeral?
I have.
She looks like the makeup she has on. That looks like the kind of makeup that they put on people when they've died. I mean, she looks dead there.
You know what?
Her
I see what
No,
people are saying about the Joker without falling in, because this looks
yeah.
like 89 Joker with the cuts in his face and stuff. I see what you mean about the plastic surgery. This looks like a weird forced smile, and I don't think she's smiling. I think this is just a straight face.
That's the Botox. No, she looks like was it Billy Barty and Leprechaun, or Warwick Davis, whoever played the Leprechaun.
St. Poogie just said that. Yes, apparently Warwick Davis. Yeah, she looks dead. That's not a good look, sweetheart.
Wow.
Oh yeah, great minds, Foogie. Good job.
She just looks horrible, man.
She looks awful. Time has not been kind, and neither have the drugs or whatever. A lot of that's probably bitterness because she's a childless weirdo.
Oh yeah. Well,
maybe she was a 2-pack a day smoker. Smoking will wrinkle you, man.
Not like that.
Well, no. I'm at a loss to explain that.
Smoking and drinking, maybe.
Representative Ilhan Omar says she has experienced a surge in death threats since the release of President Trump's Twitter video about her 9/11 comments. The Minnesota Congresswoman released a statement on Sunday night blasting Trump for endangering her life with the social media post. Since the president's tweet Friday evening, I have experienced an increase in direct threats, many directly referencing or replying to the president's video, Omar said. Violent crimes and other acts of hate by right-wing extremists and white nationalists are on the rise in this country and around the world. Not true. The Democratic lawmaker continued, we can no longer ignore that they are being encouraged by the occupant of the highest office in the land. Violent rhetoric and all forms of hate speech have no place in our society, much less from our country's commander-in-chief. What did he say violent? What did he say violent?
Thoughts are violence. And he made her look like she was the enemy of the people or some bullshit like that. She's an idiot. And she deserved the clap back that she got. Trump was pretty funny about it.
He was. I mean, the video she's talking about is literally just her words playing, and then a cut to what happened on 9/11, her words playing, a cut to what happened to 9/11. And at the top of this, his actual words that he tweeted with that video was, we will never forget. And the reason that was up there is because this silly bitch made it sound like, a couple of people died that day because some guys did something.
I mean, imagine if remember when all the pipe bombs were being mailed around?
Yeah.
Some guy mailed some stuff. In other news,
well, shit, dude. They still act like Trump himself went to that newsroom and killed people.
Right?
Well, but I mean, the thing that kills me is that even if it's completely unrelated and you can't connect it in even a tangential distant 6 degrees of separation way, the news entertainers use the same phrasing. In the era of Trump, ellipsis.
Yeah.
The tenor that this president has set for the discussion and dialectic of politics has lowered the bar such that blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know.
Let's see. New Zealand, some guy did something. Yeah, can you imagine if somebody said that seriously?
Yeah.
They'd be like, no, how dare you?
Well, the rules only apply in one direction, as we all know. So, I don't know. This is dumb. That chick is an idiot. She hasn't learned a damn thing, and she doesn't care to. Which makes her a terrible politician, by the way. But, I think she's a pretty terrible politician, because a good politician would be able to spin their way with saying the same thing, but without getting caught like this. Hence Joe Biden's entire career.
That is not what she said. Technically, she was still wrong in saying it, but instead of doubling down, making it way worse, she should have apologized and clarified she's a cunt. No, what she technically said was some people did something. That is what she said. That's absolutely what she said. Now, that was encased in a larger sentence where she was talking about why CARE existed. And she was saying it was because some people did something and we were losing our civil rights. Yeah, I know what she said. What she said no, hang on. Three-sided coin. No, in context, it wasn't benign because she's still absolutely making it sound like it was no big deal. Some people did something. Some people did something. What she said was absolutely fucking retarded, even in context with everything else she was saying, because we're talking about the largest terrorist act on American soil. Nearly 3,000 people died, and some people did something. That's what people are objecting to. And I'm sorry I'm going off on you on this because I've seen so many people tell me it's out of context, or if you look at it in context, what else she was saying is irrelevant. In context, she's making 9/11 seem like it was nothing. That's the context that matters in that, and why people are upset by it. It's not about her overall statement there. It's about the fact she completely just downplays what happened to the point. Literally, some people did something. Like, fuck. It was a poor choice of words, and she should have apologized, but it wasn't as extreme as you're making it out to be. Some people did something. When a group of Muslims, I wonder why she didn't use that word, killed nearly 3,000 people. As somebody else pointed out earlier, do you think anybody, especially in the media, would be okay if it was like some guy did something down in New Zealand? Three-sided coin. The whole quote doesn't change that part of it. It doesn't change that part of it. It doesn't change her dismissing what happened on 9/11 with that bullshit language. It absolutely, there is nothing else she said. It's not like she said, some people did something. Well, what I mean is, a couple of Muslims killed 3,000 people and it was horrible. No. There's nothing else she said that comes back to make 9/11 actually sound like it was a meaningful fucking event. Not even close. Sorry.
I will say this. Let's say that I worked for Omar's PR team, and she was willing to work along with it and not insta double down. Because to me, it's not what she said, because what she said could have been described as a fuck up statement, a gaffe. If it'd be something along these lines. Omar could be saying, if you think that I didn't take it seriously because of what I said, nothing could be further from my perspective on the matter. I was describing an incident occurs and then incidents that followed. I was talking about the incidents that followed as it related to people and their civil rights who were not involved in the heinous, most vicious, most lethal terrorist attack that ever happened on U.S. soil. Of course, I think it's awful. Muslims died in those attacks. They were in the Pentagon. They were in the World Trade Center. It wasn't just white American Christians who died. Muslims died there too. And that was a vicious act that I do not condone. I was simply talking about the civil rights afterwards. If you think that, and that there's no apology in that, it's just stating, look, I was talking about this afterwards. If you think that I was trying to minimize it, you're just wrong. I wasn't. But she didn't say anything along those lines. That's what's causing everybody to, what the hell?
No.
And the complete silence of the national media on any kind of, why are Republicans pouncing on this, becomes the story.
No, it's not just what she didn't say afterwards. It's absolutely what she said. It is absolutely what she said that's offensive. And yeah, if she came out and said something like that afterwards, all right, you just fucked up with your words. And no, she didn't do that. But it is what she said. Describing 9/11 as some people did something it's retarded. I mean, it's politically retarded. It's socially retarded. It's educationally retarded.
Yeah, but I'm not even disagreeing with you. It's all of those things.
But
Is it not? Is it not like? Yeah, it was. You can't expect a politician, an elected politician, to admit to being retarded or anything along those lines.
You could.
The only way to do
I
it is to
can.
just it is. Well, you can accuse her of it. I said you can't expect her to admit it, though. That's just
No,
not
I
reasonable.
can't expect her to admit it. And if she was a decent
Admit
person,
being
she would.
retarded.
Yeah.
You expect an elected official from any party to say, "Yeah, I was retarded."
Yeah. I would respect them if they said that. I mean, that's something really fucking retarded. Because you know what? Sometimes they say things that are really fucking retarded. I just see what you're saying here, Ranting Monkey being fake offended. All right. For you, three-sided coin, it's that she didn't apologize. So what would she have to apologize for if it wasn't the original statement? Why would you need her to come out and say any of that shit if it wasn't the original statement?
I say call out the attention to it. If you think that I was doing it because I'm a Somali Muslim woman of color in Congress and I was speaking to a given audience, so therefore I could get away with it, call attention to that. Because I think that's
exactly
what everyone
she did it.
But call attention to that. If, like I said, I am not trying to argue for her or against her. I'm saying if I was working for her PR team and she was willing to be reasonable,
sure,
this is what I would tell her to say. And that's where I'm saying it's coming from. But she didn't. Apparently, they're not willing to be reasonable.
No.
It's just I'm just going to triple and double down on this. And if anyone disagrees with me, it's because you're trying to incite violence against me. I'm the victim.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. Her reaction has been even more retarded than the original statement because, and the press is letting her get away with it. So, you guys are just criticizing me because you want me to die. Like, that's fucking stupid.
And that's what I said. The news entertainers are all too quick to the only story here is Republicans pouncing on this poor woman. That is the story.
What I find
for everywhere but Fox and Breitbart. Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
What I find offensive about this is that there's a U.S. representative downplaying the deaths of 3,000 Americans.
Yep.
That's what I find repulsive about this.
I don't give a fuck about the aftermath. The aftermath, yes, it's concerning in itself, but that original statement is a problem. And you know what? If she had said some people killed 3,000 Americans, at least I understand why she didn't point out who they were. Okay. Especially in the setting she was in, because she was in care. Or she was at a care event and she was explaining, why she supports them and pointing out that, it was the Muzzies who did it. It might not go over well. But it was the 3,000 deaths are nothing to her. It's just something.
Taking what she said there and the context in which she said it, considering other things that she said, other ways that she's described America, she obviously does not have any concern coming across as somebody who doesn't like America. America's a horrible place. In many ways, the camp I was in is preferable to this place where I, because of my skin color, because of my religion, live in the kind of condition that I do, to the point where a refugee camp is preferable in some ways in her mind. I mean, is it really surprising that she would minimize the death of Americans? She clearly doesn't view herself as being part of the lot that she was just dismissive of. I don't understand why this is so radically different from that for you.
How do you mean? I don't understand what you're getting
at. This is one more thing that she said that's along those lines. Does it not cement your perspective of her?
No, my perspective of her has been just getting worse and worse over the course of this year. Until now, most of what she said has just been a lot of stupid shit. So
you think this is like the new level that she was willing to even minimize 9/11? My God, that's what you're saying.
It's just one more straw on the camel's back, because it started with some anti-Semitic comments. Now she's minimizing the deaths of several thousand Americans. It makes her look very anti-American, and do we really want somebody like that representing the country?
I would agree with that, but she's not representing the country. She's representing her electorate in Minnesota.
Yes, but
Right.
she's a leader of America. They voted her in, but she gets a vote for
Which is
everything.
why I would say that the real problem, like for me, is the lack of censorship from her own party for saying that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Not just lack of censure. There's outright support.
Yes, and that is where my problem is. It's like anti-Semitic comments. Hey, we don't need this static right now. You know, we're trying to do things here. We don't need this. But when you're willing to go that far and there's still no reaction, it really gives you the sense that, hey, Nancy Pelosi, I understand what you're saying. There's only 5 people, but they seem to be leading you around by the nose because these are the only people that the press is talking to. They're saying things like this, and you're not willing to. Enough is enough. Stop. Like even on this level.
Oh,
So a crazy person got elected by a small, relatively small electorate compared to the overall population of the country, but her own party isn't willing to say, no, enough, you can't carry on like this. So the problem's really with her party.
well, you can say that too, but no, the problem's still with her. Yeah, there's problems. Look, you can point out the problem with the Democratic Party for not going after her, but again, go after her for what? Censure her for what? For what she said.
Yeah. And
That's
doubling
the important thing. I mean,
doubling down on it after the fact and acting like she's the victim in the situation for something that she said.
okay, let me ask you this.
You said for what? For that.
If she hadn't doubled down, if she just stayed quiet, would that be better?
If she had not said anything?
Yeah. If all she said was what's been pointed out, and when the aftermath came, she just stayed quiet about it, would that be better? Would that make her statement better?
No, I said what I would have done. I would have just like, Omar, you be quiet. Let your PR people handle this. But she doesn't feel like she apparently needs it. I can say the most radical thing that I want to say, or I can say whatever I want to say, and then double and triple down on it. And my party will not only not censure me for it, they will circle the wagons for me on it because I know the media is going to back me up as well. So it's the overall the problem with it is the only people that are angry are people on YouTube and Fox and Breitbart. You know, meaning in terms of who's speaking about it, because certainly those who Democrats aren't speaking about it. I know Republicans have been. I've heard like this or that from certain Republicans. I can't speak for what the whole party's saying, of course.
No, Trump did. He tweeted out about it, so you have him. Most of there's a few. Crenshaw did, and he got blasted for it. Look at, you're sending hate her way. And yeah, it's turning into everybody but her. Saying, yeah, but again, for me, it's what she said. That is a problem. That is a problem. What she said there, being so dismissive of 9/11, that is a problem. It's not
sorry.
It's not like this is just some minor gaffe and okay. This is being dismissive. Again, the largest terrorist act in our country's history. Almost 3,000 people died that day. And she described it as some people did something. That's a problem for me. The reaction.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm curious. Like, I like the way that you asked that because that really, like, because she had said nothing and only said that, and then whatever happened. So it's because we're talking about that. Well, let me ask you this: what if she had said it in front of the CARE audience like this? Some Muslims committed the terrorist acts on 9/11, and then the rest of us are now suffering civil rights and everything else. She said was exactly the same. Would that have been different for you? Some Muslims, committed the terrorist acts on 9/11 or committed the acts on 9/11. Would that have been enough? It was just some people, some way with that dismissiveness.
Some people did something.
Yeah, I mean, it literally could not have been more vague. I get that, and I agree with you on that. But
more dismissive.
Hitler did something to the Jews, Bering. That is actually more specific than anything that she said. Somebody did something to some people. Had to have been what.
It would be like describing what happened in World War II while talking about the Nazis as some people did something. Be like, are you out of your fucking mind? And good morning again, sir. I hope you're feeling well, man. I know you weren't feeling very good yesterday. I hope the meth and speed medicine has helped you.
Yeah, sparing for your own good. Stop combining alcohol
Oh.
and pseudoephedrine.
You know what
man.
sucks?
Jeez.
You know what sucks? Because we lost that stream, we lost that story, and it was such a funny story. I hate that.
I guess I'll take the driving one. What was her return line? The pharmacist. Okay, the meth and speed one. It is then.
Yes. It was beautiful. I said it helped. Good. Yeah, we got some. The little one, she's sick. She's teething, man. And when babies teeth, a lot of times they'll get fevers and stuffy, and poor baby. You can't even explain it to a baby.
How much time are we at here?
Oh fuck, God, I don't know. Are we at 2 hours?
I don't know.
Somebody who has the stream open. How long have we been going?
Oh shit! I closed that tab. I just have the chat open. Shit.
Yeah, I only have tab open ever, except for unless I'm going to check to see if I've been put behind an 18+ wall. Fucking fucking ass.
Because there's this article from the New Yorker that I wanted to cover. If you want to talk about media treatment of Trump and the general like-mindedness, oh man, does it? And it got me red hot when I read it this afternoon.
Oh, real quick. 3-sided coin, thank you. Oh, I forgot to hit post here. Does anyone know if this is the second or third restream for Monkey today because he screwed up and had to delete again? Kiss my ass. What were you going to say, Polly?
Oh, just, I don't know. I wanted to touch on this article. I don't know, but I didn't know how long we were doing it. If we were closing up in 5 minutes, and that kind of thing.
If you give me like 2 minutes, I forgot to grab soda when I ran out last time. Can you run things for just a minute, Jack, until I get back?
Of course.
I'll let you do it last time, Polly, so it's his turn.
And Steven Sperling says Polly's red hot. Yeah, I am. This fucking article lit me up, man. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Did you watch Ricada's stream on the latest in the Mark Wade developments?
Yeah, man. Dude, did you watch through the whole thing and go read the document yourself or listen to him read them?
I was listening to him read the depositions. I didn't have a chance to go look them up myself.
Again, I'm not trying to be Jamal Eigel internet lawyer, but holy shit, did they ever lay out a really clear case of tortious interference?
Wade's an idiot. His responses were all the wrong things.
I know, and you saw his lawyer trying to help, Chat, for you don't know, a guy we both like named Richard Myers.
We talked about it earlier.
Oh, okay, cool.
They're up to speed.
All right, sweet.
You weren't on
his lawyer was so trying to help him with object to wording. What was the phrase that he kept saying? Not object to wording, object to formulation or whatever, the way you're asking the question. Trying to cut off question after question after question because potentially Wade could be doing so much damage to his own case.
Oh, dude, he's screwed. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was funny when they were reading the deposition of the one guy from Antarctic Press, and Wade chimed in, and they're like, "All right, we're taking a break." And 10 minutes later, they come back. Mr. Wade's going to be real quiet now. Yeah, I think he's going to offer a settlement. If he doesn't, he's an idiot.
Oh, maniac, man. He's among the Comicsgate crowd. So yeah, you get it then. You know the story. It's what I find interesting is I like the way Ricada pointed out, and it was interesting the way that you always hear about a good lawyer versus a bad lawyer. And if you're not dealing in the legal world, you don't really know what that looks like unless you've been through a case or something like that. And then you see something, and even as a complete layman like I am, I'm sitting there going, wow, they're arguing over jurisdiction, meaning should this case be tried in Texas or not? That's really all they're arguing over, right? But his lawyer is so smart, he's able to lay out the basis of their case in that argument of
absolutely.
Why should this happen in Texas? Well, because Mr. Wade did these things that definitely show he was interfering with a contract that was none of his business. So therefore it should be happening in Texas. And it's oh, you slick bastard.
He kept saying dumb stuff that would open the door to further questions. And yeah, I don't know. I understand that he doesn't really grasp what's going on. I think he's not a legal mind. But if you've been around lawyers at all, you should be listening to them. You answer very short and to the point, and you don't offer a bunch of other explanations or anything. Just answer directly.
No, Three-Sided Coin just asked about that. It's they. I don't know. I'm assuming when you say this, you're talking about the case that we're currently talking about. What would be the 2-sentence explanation? A long-time famous comic book writer doesn't really like a junior comic book writer who's really critical of the state of the current comic book industry. That critic decided to publish his own comic. That famous writer called up the publishing press and put the kibosh on his comic being published. So now he's suing him over it.
That was a run-on sentence, Polly.
Sorry.
Just
I tried.
2 sentences. That's 2 long sentences. I threw the link in there for you if you want to watch it 3-sided.
What's the article, Polly?
The article is, do you know who Bret Easton Ellis is?
I've heard the name before. I can't tell you why.
He's a well-known writer. He's done very well selling fiction books. He wrote American Psycho. He wrote The Informers. He wrote Less Than Zero. It was made into a movie back in the day. So he's written a lot of well-known books, and he's no stranger to controversy because he writes extremely sardonic, sarcastic, ironic material, right, that touches on controversial subjects. So anyway, he's interviewed for the New Yorker because he's got a new book coming out. And you should see the questions he gets asked. He's got a podcast where he talks about politics and things like that. But he never really gets into it. He's not into politics. He's into the cultural stuff in and around it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. You know, probably an important thing to know going forward in this. Bret Easton Ellis is gay, and he lives with his current boyfriend, who's younger than him, who is a millennial. And his boyfriend is pretty far left. So it's just like, it'll make more sense what's going on when you...
Bearing, my friend, how you doing this morning?
Hey, how are we going? What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Bearing?
Hey, listen, when I spoke to you guys last night, I was so fucking drunk, right? And when about an hour after I spoke to you, I jumped on YouTube and I'm like, I think I've spoke to Ranting Monkey before, and so I jumped on the stream, right? And I heard you saying, "Oh, we had to restart the stream because there was some bad shit happening." That wasn't me, was it? I didn't say.
No, sir. No. It was not you. It was not you. No, here's what. Okay. Without describing what actually happened, I had to cut just like less than a second out of the stream, right. And I used YouTube's editing instead of just downloading it and doing it myself.
Yeah, right.
And so instead of just deleting a second, I deleted everything but 4 seconds.
What a fucking boomer.
Yeah, thank you for that. No, it wasn't you at all. It was it was me.
It's good.
You feeling better, man? You sound a little better.
I feel a lot better. I'm not drunk tonight. I'm not as drunk, and I feel heaps better. But anyway, I just thought I'd jump on for a little bit and join the conversation, so don't let me interrupt.
Polly, you were going about the article.
Yes. Okay. So Ellis, the title of the article is Bret Easton Ellis thinks you're overreacting to Donald Trump.
Oh, okay.
Right. The subtitle is Bret Easton Ellis, whose first book of nonfiction, which is called White, is an interlocking set of essays about America, says he isn't interested in politics and just wants you to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Okay.
No.
He starts it with a quote from Ellis's book, this interview. Quote,
who is this guy? Who's the guy writing this?
He's a staff journalist for the New Yorker.
Right. Okay.
Right. Quote, when did people start identifying so relentlessly with victims? And when did the victim's worldview become the lens through which we began to look at everything? End quote.
That's a good quote.
That's a great quote from Ellis's book, and it pissed this writer off bad. Wait till you see the questions he asks him. So begins Bret Easton Ellis's take on, of all things, the film called Moonlight, which he describes as an elegy of pain. Ellis's first work, and then he just kind of goes on talking about like the things Ellis has done, right?
Sure.
For those who follow Ellis on Twitter, and none of this will be particularly surprising, he's been involved in different controversies. He said filmmaker Catherine Bigelow was, quote, really overrated because she is a, quote, very hot woman.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. And he talks about his previous books, Less Than Zero, The Rules of Attraction, and American Psycho, some of which were made into films in recent years. He's continued to publish fiction, but this is his first nonfiction. Okay. First question he asks him. You have a section in your book where you talk about President Trump's comments about Mexicans being rapists. And then you have another section where you talk about Michelle Obama being, quote, breathlessly condescending when she said, when they go low, we go high. I'm trying to understand why one of those things sets you off and the other one you seem neutral about. Okay. He says, I think sets me off suggests that I'm enraged. And I think the voice in my book is pretty chill and neutral. What I'm talking about is all in context. With the Trump thing, that is true. He said that once in his very first speech and didn't say it again. And these were the people who had picked up on it and are still repeating it 1 and 2 years later without putting that in context. So yeah, I guess it bothered me a little. Yeah, okay, but Trump said a lot of racist things. We can all agree on that, right?
But some of them are rapists, though. He didn't say they were all rapists. I mean,
no,
exactly.
He didn't.
And he wasn't just talking about Mexicans, actually.
Yeah.
If you read the fucking statements.
And his line is, his comment about Mexicans being rapists is the question he asked. It's like, yeah, he didn't call them all rapists, but what does it matter? I work for the New Yorker, I live in Manhattan, and fuck this guy. That's...
Yeah.
So he says, okay, but Trump says a lot of racist things. We can all agree on that, right? And it says, Ellis shrugs his shoulders and says, sure. So he says a lot of racist things. This thing he said only once. Why does people being upset about it, or people being upset about the fact we have a president who regularly says bigoted things, bother you? His response is, no. That just twisted up everything that I just meant. Okay, tell me what you meant. You think I'm defending a racist. Excuse me. No, I asked why liberals repeating Trump's remarks about Mexican immigrants being rapists bothers you so much.
Well, how about because it's not what he said, and he's absolutely right about that too. It was one time.
Yeah.
And they act like he's running around with the Mexicans rape t-shirt.
Yeah, that's he's
new
not going to like because the anyone who wants some merch, there you go.
That's right.
What about when he said MS-13 are animals and they twisted that into migrants are animals, like just all migrants are animals. Fucking hell.
Yeah, they took that clip and just cut off the whole part that gave the context. There's your out of context, Ilhan Omar. Eat me.
You want to talk about minimizing or exaggerating things that people say? He responds to that. Why does it bother you so much that liberals are reacting to what Trump said about Mexican rapists? He says, because it didn't seem to be truthful and it seemed to be exaggerated. And you said it over and over again. You think I'm defending Trump somehow? I am bothered by people using that one thing 2 years later.
Well, you're making
the interviewer. That's a fair
point.
statement on his part, right?
Hang on. The interviewer is making his point. This is 2 years later, and he's asking him about that same goddamn quote.
Yeah.
No, I think he's just making the point that Brett Ellis is obviously using his white privilege to help Trump. He must be a Russian bot.
And you're a gay man. Why aren't you on our side?
God.
They rake him over the coals for that all the time. As a gay man, you should know what oppression's like, blah, 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 right? And so you're using that one thing 2 years later. There are a lot of things to get angry about, he asks. Children being separated from their parents, Trump saying nice things about marchers in Charlottesville. Why is it that thing bothers you then? Wow.
He didn't say nice things about marchers in Charlottesville. He said there's bad people and good people on both sides, and that's absolutely true.
Yeah, and this guy's a journalist and the New Yorker, it's huge. You consider yourself a professional? Remember, he's interviewing him about his new book. Don't lose sight of that.
I just want to point out, Bering is an Australian who sometimes pays attention to American politics and knows more than the asshole who's asking the questions.
Yeah.
I probably, to be honest with you, I probably pay more attention to American politics than I do Australian politics. Like, I know enough about Australian politics, but American politics are just so fucking entertaining. It's like a fucking... It's like a reality show. People get so pissed off at each other. Australian politics are really boring. It's like British. Like, who fucking... I don't know the first thing about Brexit. They want to fuck off from Europe or something. Some bitch isn't letting them. That's about all I know. But American politics are so fun because, like, everyone's racist and everyone's a rapist and everyone... Like that... What's his... Joe Biden's a fucking sexual predator.
The sniffer.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's creepy, but he's not a fucking rapist. Come on.
Thank you. Yes.
He's more of a fetishist.
Yeah,
Look,
it's so sensationalized, and for that reason, it's like a good fucking show on Netflix or something. That's why I thought.
Well, I watch our politics in two different ways. I have my actual, political leanings, what I hope happens for the country and all that. And then I watch it like you do. I mean, how can you not just enjoy it it's better than Game of Thrones, y'all. The only thing we don't have is brothers having sex with sisters, which I'm sure.
Ilhan Omar.
Ilhan Omar, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going on somewhere. Yeah, but no, it's
her brother.
It's fucking entertaining. But tell me, who do we think? I might have asked this last night, but I'll shoot first. Who do we think is going to be the Democrat runner? Who's going to be the fucking the spearhead of the Democrats? Because I can't pick it. Who the fuck? No one's any good. They're all fuckwits.
They're all fuckwits, but in the end, if Biden truly goes down hardcore, it'll be either Biden or Harris. Is my call.
Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah.
I was convinced it was going to be Cory Booker, and then Beto showed up.
Cory Booker's a funny bastard. He's such a cock. I was making a video about him last night, and I got that cold, and so I'd done half of it without a cold, and then I tried to do the other half, and I sound like a different person, so I've postponed it for a week. And it was about an interview that Cory Booker did with what's it called, the Root?
The Root? Yes, I love the Root.
Yeah. And there's this black guy going, "Do you support reparations for black people?" And he reiterates his question so many times. And Cory Booker goes, "Yeah, my folks are suffering. My folks need opportunities." And so I've stitched up this interview showing the main bit sort of thing. And then I found this article from 2012 about how Cory Booker did a genealogy test, right? And it turns out he's like a quarter white, plus he's got slave owners and Confederate soldiers in his lineage. So who are we saying reparations for slave owners? Is that what we're saying, Cory Booker? Is that what we're saying?
He's got to pay himself.
Yeah,
Cory Booker is one white black man, but he can talk, and that goes a long way, but he's not getting any traction from the press.
Yeah, but it's all substanceless. It's all fucking.
It is. Sure.
Remember when Obama was running and he did that "Yes, we can" thing? It's like everything everything Cory Booker says is a slogan. He just does slogan 1 and slogan 2, slogan 3, applause, fuck off. That's all he does.
What is his campaign? So justice for all or some shit like that?
But especially black people.
There's the thing: you got to have a slogan that catches the popular imagination of your potential supporters, right?
Absolutely, but you've got to be able to back it up with some.
You got to have something.
But when after the George W. Bush administration of 8 years, you got Barack Obama, who's like could not be less George W. Bush, and his slogan is "Change, yes, we can." Positive statement. And then after 8 years of Obama, it's "Make America Great Again. We're tired of apologizing for being Americans." It works. Yeah. Cory Booker's like, reparations for all, feel bad because I said so. Like, what the fuck?
Booker's just stealing the first Metallica album he could find.
Nice.
I think there's going to be a dark horse candidate that we're not expecting, and you're going to see two people come out of the woodwork, and it's going to be Jussie Smollett and Don Lemon.
God damn you.
No, what was Hillary's official slogan? It was
"I'm with her."
Better together, wasn't it?
It was "I'm with her."
My hip's not broken yet.
I think it was an unofficial one. They didn't really go with that like out of Hillary headquarters, did they? It's her turn.
Oh yeah,
I'm with her.
Yeah, it's her because it's her turn. Fuck.
Yeah.
Buttigieg, however you say his name, I forget. He's another one that suddenly has become a big thing, and he's got that gay card. Except Democrats don't like him because he's not gay enough.
Who was that? Sorry.
He's the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and he just announced for real.
What's his name? Sorry, what's his name?
Buttigieg, something like that. It's Buttgieg.
Yeah, I haven't heard of him.
You should have seen CNN on the third day that they were promoting him after he had declared officially, right? They've been talking about he's gay. And so on the third day, what do they write up in CNN politics? His secret weapon is his boyfriend. It's like, oh, you figured out a way to call him gay without calling him gay. Well done.
Yeah, his name is officially Pete. He's gay, Buttigieg. But yeah, he's actually gotten. Baron, you actually might find some humor in this and videos you can make eventually. He's gotten shit from the left because he's not gay enough.
Oh, his
Oh,
slogan
wait.
should be "Gay for the state."
Yeah, wait, is he black? Because if he's black, he'd be shooing. Is he black?
Unfortunately, no, he's white. He's very white.
Oh,
And yeah, there's his Instagram isn't gay enough, and he's never been to a pride parade that we have pictures of.
His running mate needs to be last named Wang, so he could be Gay Wang.
Yeah, it's he's come up pretty big, and I don't know. I don't think he has a real chance because he's only a mayor, and we don't elect fucking mayors. But he is gay, so he's got the card.
Wait, you elected Donald Trump? He was a fucking. He had a fucking reality TV show.
But
generally speaking, I mean, he's an aberration. I mean, you're right. Like, but he also had that whole, I've run billion-dollar enterprises, so I know how to make decisions. And he ran as the deal maker, although he's kind of failed at that in office. But yeah, that's what he ran on. So at least he had that going for him. When you're just a mayor, it kind of seems like small town politics. But that's why I say Biden and Harris, because Harris is a former attorney general, state senator, and then Biden is like political insider in a third term for Obama because he was his vice president, right?
Yeah, but he's a rapist, so
he's a serial secret kisser. It's different.
Do you remember when they're pushing Oprah? Do you reckon Oprah will do anything?
Yeah,
no. She said she won't. There's I don't think her ego could take it if she lost.
Especially to Trump.
Yeah, plus she probably makes heaps more money just doing the Oprah show. Why would you fucking give that up?
Yeah, she makes an ass ton of money just being Oprah. Why would you want the headache?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Trump did it. I mean, Trump didn't have to. He did it out of pure ego. And I have no doubt about that. No doubt that Trump was like, oh, you don't think I can be president?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there was definitely an element of that in it. And good on him. He fucking did it.
He did it.
I got no problem with that.
I mean, I don't care why you got into it as long as you're serious about it when you get there. Yeah, we have so many people running. It's hard to pick right now, Bering. It's it's
hard to pick out of the Democrats. I mean, Trump's obviously the Republican. Obviously, I mean, he's the president. Sure. He's going to run again. But the Democrats, I mean, fucking, I know Dick all about Kamala Harris. Has she got some sensible positions, or is she fucking, reparations and identity politics and all that sort of shit?
Let's see. What does Kamala want to do? She wants reparations. She wants to give teachers a whole bunch more money.
Well, is that fair? I mean, is that a fair thing? I mean, schools are pretty fucked in America, aren't they?
No, they're not as bad as they make you think. Her position is that people who have similar college degrees make more money than teachers. Not that teachers aren't making enough. It's just that they're not making enough compared to other people with those same degrees.
Well, then do a different degree and get a different job.
Hey, there you go. But she has a huge skeleton in her closet she does not want to run against Trump with. I don't know why she's running.
She doesn't want to run against Trump. Did you say?
Yeah. You see, when Kamala Harris came out of school, she started dating Willie Brown. Willie Brown? He was the mayor of San Francisco,
right?
San Diego, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, somewhere down there. It's somewhere in California. And she started dating him. And she knew he was a married man.
And he was 60 and she was 29.
Yeah. And there's a lot of talk that the only reason she got her jobs that, eventually led here was because she was sleeping with Willie Brown. And you give that kind of ammo to Trump? Because Trump don't give a fuck. The Democrats might not touch it. They might be like, nah, we're gonna be clean about this. Trump be like, that bitch sucked a dick for her job.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, but who's going to laugh at that? I mean, we will. People are going to vote for Trump.
I would.
See, yeah, but I mean, it's great for comedy, but it's only going to like play to Trump's base. That's not who they're attempting to play towards. If you're Kamala Harris's campaign people, it's like, are you really going to, in the era of #MeToo, #Time's Up, really going to call out shit like that?
Yes.
This is exactly the kind of sexist bullshit that we've learned to expect from Donald Trump. And there you go.
Wait, hang on. You have to call that out because this is a wealthy, powerful man who used his position to get into her pants to trade for favors.
Took advantage
Took advantage
of a sharp young law student.
He was basically, what's his name? Weinstein. And she went along with it as part of it. And she helped that happen to other women too.
She was the victim. What else did you expect her to do as an oppressed woman of color?
Look, man, this is not going to go well for her. If she has to go against Trump, that is not going to go well for her.
But I mean, think about all of the things that were played against Donald Trump's, perceived strengths. Kamala Harris has this background, this resume. It's outstanding. Well, 3 of your appointed positions, your first 3 out of law school, were all from your married 30-year older boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like all 6-figure jobs. Well, they tried to throw the same slime at Trump's achievements. Hey, fuck you. You were born rich. Your dad invested in your businesses. Look how many times you've declared bankruptcy. Did it ultimately end up hurting him? Not with his base.
You're talking about 2 different bases, though.
I think Trump should just say, hey, Kamala, I'm old enough to be your boyfriend.
Oh, nice. You're just mad I didn't grab you by the pussy. Yeah. I think she's a bad choice for the Democrats for that reason. There's so many of them who have so much. That's why one of the reasons I like Booker. Again, this is a man who ran into a burning building to save people. And it wasn't his job. He wasn't a fireman. He just did it.
What?
No.
Did he?
Yeah,
he really did.
Cut the budget of the fire department pretty considerably, so that's his own fault.
But I mean, just straight up, the polls say no. He's never going to pull back ahead if the historical pattern holds.
Well, here's what happens. We have the first debate in June, second debate in July. The first debate is going to decide how the Democrats treat each other going forward.
Yeah.
And that second debate.
So hang on. The first debate, is that just between Democrats, or is that
just Democrats?
Right. Okay. That'd be interesting.
They have, let's see, debates June, July, September, October, November, and December, and then again in April. And then they'll have their primary, and then the general election happens. So, yeah, it's all Democrats until then. And you have to have at least, I think it's 1% of the vote to get on the main debate stage.
Yeah. What about Bernie Sanders? Is he going to do anything substantial other than raise money?
Quite well in the polls, man.
No, I think once Bernie's tax returns come out, he's going to be dead in the water.
Right.
He spent too much time bitching about billionaires, and now he is one. And look, I wrote a book. Is not a reason for you to be hoarding your money, Bernie. That's just getting that money is not a reason to hoard it, Bernie. So now he's just an old rich white guy
who's promising more free stuff than anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, there's plenty of them promising free stuff.
Yeah.
With a track record of having done it for the past 30 years as a senator and went to Russia for his honeymoon. I don't know.
Look, I didn't know you were Bernie, bro.
I'm being the
Bernie. Oh, that's why you got that smoking jacket. You're a Bernie, bro.
Right, smoking jackets,
Bernie, bro.
High class that goes along with commies.
Got that fucking fedora on right now.
Singing songs around the grand piano.
No, I think Bernie hurt himself way too much with just how dismissive he was of his money in that. Just that one clip. That's harsh. 3-sided coin. Thank you. No. Do not give Booker that. That was stupid and dangerous. As an ex-volunteer fighter, do you know how many people we've rescued who were doing that same thing? It worked out, but it was stupid of him. Yes, but you know what? Bravery is often the result of stupidity. It just is. That's why
brave all the time.
Yeah, Jack's the bravest person I know. Oh, man. American politics.
Let me ask you something, Baron. I'm watching this news clip from down in Australia. There's a newscaster reporting live, cameraman is talking and saying, and this is the scene where there was a terrorist attack there, or somebody stabbed somebody up in the street or whatever. And the guy was an immigrant to Australia. And
is this current news?
This was like, what, 2 months ago, I think? A month ago?
Okay. Was it in Melbourne?
Might have been. You got me on that one.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
Well, if you saw it, you'd remember it because the guy starts yelling out, say he was a Muslim, over and over again. And they wouldn't. And it's like the recording live. And they go up to him after the fact. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We're live, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, beautiful blonde, Australian classic beach babe, right? And he said, well, you wouldn't say what he was and why he did it. And she goes, why don't you just go to America and be like Donald Trump? And I was shocked. Like, does that actually get regularly said? Like, do you hear people referencing American politics and like Donald Trump particularly in that way?
Yeah. American politics are pretty pretty sort of discussed thing here. Yeah, I mean, America is the fucking center of the world, man. Like, if you like you live in America, you probably don't see that, but everyone knows about the shit that goes on in America.
No shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does your evening news start with Today in America?
No, it's not quite that far, but I mean, it's just like American politics and shit. And what goes on in America is sort of world news. Like, you've got your local news, and you've got your world news, which is something fucked up happens in India or China. They mention that, and then it's what's going on in America. Yeah, and you look, our sort of news media are as regressive as yours. So it's usually, that fucking Donald Trump has done something nasty again, when it's bullshit. So they sort of parrot CNN and to an extent NBC and shit.
Thank you again, Three-Sided Coin. Goddamn right, America's the center of the world. Well, we are.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, I mean, in terms of media, it is absolutely.
We started it all.
Trade some Mexicans for Kylie Minogue.
I mean, what's going on in Brexit? Can anyone tell me what's going on in fucking Brexit? Who gives a fuck? They're not going to do Brexit. Does anyone know more than that? I can tell you what Donald Trump said yesterday. Wouldn't have a fucking clue about fucking Britain.
Well, I talk with Irate Bear now and then, and plus we cover Brexit on the other show, so I know more about it than I want to. Look, I've told them, just do what we did. Have a revolution. It worked out well. We'll show you how to do it. Tell the Germans to go fuck themselves. Because why would you want the Germans telling you what to do? I don't get that. There's a reason. I mean, we fought and died. Well, not me, but our countrymen fought and died to keep Hitler out of your damn country, and you just let the Germans in anyway. What the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, I agree. Well, they'd be controlled from what? Where is it? Brussels. That's Belgium.
But
Germany's like the main state, aren't they? In the European Union.
We all know Angela Merkel is the one controlling everything.
Yeah.
And what comes out of the EU? Jesus Christ, things like Article 13. The poor Brits aren't going to be able to make YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, even that. I mean, I do a podcast every week with the Quartering and Dankula, and he fucking explains Article 13 to me all the time, and I still don't know what it means. But my fear is, like, if Article 13 is going to affect what YouTubers and shit do in Europe, then are YouTube eventually going to just say, all right, well, that's the norm everywhere because we've got to sort of fit in with Europe, so let's just make that the blanket fucking rule. Like, that's the real scary thing to me, is how it could influence the rest, because they're just a corporation. They're not a government. It's not laws of the land. It's a corporation. Will they end up sort of conforming with that, as a blanket sort of policy?
Here's the thing. I don't know how much they pull in from Europe. It may be easier for them to just not operate there.
Well, what's the population in Europe? Has Europe got more people than America?
No.
Oh God, I don't think so.
Because like the UK's got 80 or 90 million. You'd think Germany would have 150 or something.
Actually, all the member states together. Yeah, it probably does.
They have twice as much as we do, basically.
Because they got America's what, 340?
Europe's population is 741.4 million.
The US is like 340 million.
And that's mind blowing. The largest economic powerhouse is Germany, and then France does all right, but then the entire financial powerhouse is through London and their trading network. That's mind blowing that 3 member states are that. I get why they are so reluctant to let the UK go. When the London trading house goes, holy shit! Imagine if Wall Street just disappeared from America. How bad that would be. All of that stock access, all of that money, all that financial banking flow that happens through there. Ouch.
Someone in the chat says Europe has 741 million people. That's
Yeah.
fucked. I can't imagine. Australia's got 24 million people. I got caught in a traffic jam before, and I said, "Too many cunts here. Fucking people need to leave. This is fucked." 741 million people. Like Europe's probably the size of Australia, thereabouts. Fuck, that's so many people.
Yeah. But come on, man. The entire interior core of the continent's an unlivable hellhole in Australia. I mean,
How big is what's the population of Australia?
24 million, something like that.
Yeah, California has 39,
ooh.
Yeah, fuck that.
and half of them are illegals. But
Yeah, half of them aren't even supposed to be there. Jesus.
Like there's cities with a bigger population than my country. That's fucking so mind blowing.
yeah, but that's got to be nice. I grew up in the cities and I loved it, but now that I live in the country and have for quite a while, I can't imagine going back. Like you said, if one guy gets in front of me going too slow, somebody that I can get around easily and just take, I'm still like, fuck you.
Yeah. Why do you exist?
I wish bad things upon you. Yeah. But aren't you guys are all concentrated in cities still around the edges, right?
Yeah, we're all concentrated around the coast, mainly the eastern and southern coast. But I just 6 months ago, I moved from a city of 4.5 million to a city of I don't even know, maybe 1.5 million, and the traffic and shit is so much better here. But like I go back to Melbourne to see my family. Like I've done a few times in the last few months, and I get stuck in traffic. And I just go, why would you live here? And then I think about like what's the population in New York? New York must have 20 million people or something, right?
Oh, I'm sure they're close.
Fucking hell, that's fucked.
Let's see. That's what Google's here for.
Wow.
8 million in New York City.
Oh, it's only 8 million, right?
Yeah, those are tiny little islands, though. That's why it's so high. All the buildings are so goddamn big.
Yeah, right.
Unless you're in the ghetto where they fall down. We don't have ghettos anymore. What do we have?
Urban blight. Oh, was that out loud? That's loud.
You're not wrong. That was one of my favorite things about the Amazon deal falling through. Is that they're really worried that the people who lived in the cheap housing, the poor housing, would have to see a helicopter fly in. Swear to God, it's the one part they did not talk about in the media when they were discussing all of this. You had to find it in just certain articles. One of the biggest complaints they had was it wasn't any of the other shit they talked about. It was the helipad. Because the poor kids would have to see a helicopter, and that might make them want to fly. I don't know what the thinking was.
Do you buy that though? I mean, I remember reading that, but like that sounds like.
Do I buy that? Yeah, absolutely.
It sounds like a news talking point. Why would you to not be able to go back to your constituents and say, "Look, I voted for this, and I was one of the major pushers for it, whether you were or not, and I just brought in like 9,000 jobs into this district. Don't I rock? Reelect me." Why would you fuck over a business proposition like that? I would have wanted to sit there in the room while they were talking about it, hear what their actual concerns were. I don't buy that. I don't think they're willing to pony up enough money or something.
And how's Cortez saying, yeah, but the rebates we would have given, we could spend on rail and fucking education. You fucking idiot.
Yeah. The money we don't have, we're gonna spend on other stuff.
Yeah, we could keep that discount and fucking spend it on cheese.
We're gonna keep a discount.
She's like a woman coming home. I saved you money. This was 20% off. Like it would have been.
That's exactly what it's like. Yeah, we're practically making money. The sale was so good.
Yeah, that woman's a retard. Oh, every time she speaks, it makes me happy in my pants for the wrong reason.
Did she get offered? She got offered a deal to make her story type thing from Net. Didn't she get offered $10 million from Netflix?
Her story was picked up. I don't know if she was involved in actually making it, but yeah, it's something like Netflix picked it up for 10 mil.
So they're going to pay her 10 mil, and she's gunning for this fucking marginal tax rate of 70% over 10 mil, right? So is she going to pony up 70% of her Congress fucking wage or whatever it is? Because you got to, of course, take into account that 10 mil Netflix fucking dollars.
Dude, this is the woman who, when questioned about, okay, so her campaign, they found out that they spent a ass ton of money, something like $30,000 on Uber and Lyft.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they were like, your campaign headquarters is literally 187 feet from the subway.
Right.
And her answer to that was, well, I'm just living in the world we live in. What? Yeah, she can't make positive changes to the green crap because, you know, it's just the world she lives in.
And then when she's plugging the fucking green news, when people sort of put the, oh, what about India and China? They pollute heaps more than us.
Sure.
She retorts back with that. Oh yeah, but we've got to lead by example.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, how's that free speech thing happening around the world? We've been leading by example with that for how long? God, that drives me nuts. How's that going in your country, by the way?
Oh, it's never going good, man. It's never going good. We're not as bad as the UK, but we've just had an act passed, like a bill. I think you call it a bill.
Bill, yeah.
Where it was called the Abhorrent Materials Act or something like that, where they're trying to combat, you know, footage like the New Zealand thing from you know, getting around too much, and it's so fucking dumb because it's sort of aimed at social media executives. Like it tries to penalize and it prescribes, like, yeah, fucking like legal liability and prison sentences even for social media executives who don't act quick enough to get abhorrent material removed from the internet quick enough when shit like that goes on. But it's like, hang on, this is in Australia. Look, all the social media executives are in fucking America. You're going to pass an Australian act to say, well, you've got to fucking go to jail now because you didn't remove it quick enough. It's fucking, it's not worth the paper it's written on. But apart from that level of stupidity, the spirit of the act is quite concerning because you know, it's trying to tackle, you know, what the name is, abhorrent material from circulating on the internet. But I mean, what's the difference between, in terms of legislation, what's the difference between, say, the New Zealand massacre video and something like, you know, Tiananmen Square? Was that, is that in the 80s where a government's massacring their own civilians? Is that abhorrent? Yeah, a media outlets and social media, you know, people not allowed to report on shit like that when it goes on. I mean, are we allowed to know what the fucking news is around the world? This is stupid.
Well, yeah, and would that allow the news to show that, like any news programming?
Well, no, technically, well, I mean, it hasn't been tested, obviously, but I mean,
Sure.
they pushed this act through really quickly, and there doesn't seem to be enough definition between, say, the New Zealand video, which, you know, I never watched the New Zealand video. I don't fucking want to, but I don't think it should be outlawed. I mean, you know, it's horrible, but I don't think it should be outlawed because, you know, as I said, the line between that and Tiananmen Square, or, you know, God forbid another Holocaust or something was to happen, you know, surely people can report on that, whether it's, you know, the network news or fucking, you know, me on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, I don't think it should be outlawed either. When it first happened, and everybody's like, "Have you seen the video?" I'm like, no, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch people die.
Yeah, either do I. But I don't think
did.
it should be outlawed.
I read the manifesto, and I know there's a lot of people like that should never be anywhere. Actually, I have no problem with people being able to read that either. One,
the manifesto especially should. I mean, fuck, it's words on paper, like, or in a document. Did you hear that got out? Like that got banned in New Zealand, and at the same time they're selling it. They're selling printed copies to accredited media for $102 a copy. How
of
fuck
course
is that?
Oh dear Christ!
Would they violate the guy's copyright on it?
What's that?
Selling it without his permission?
Oh, that's a fucking good point.
That's a great point. Yeah.
He gets himself a jailhouse lawyer and sues him for fucking copyright infringement.
Oh,
I mean, the guy's a cunt, but fuck, that'd be so funny.
Oh yeah, fuck this guy. Yeah, do it.
Pretty sure
what-
I'm not allowed to go to New Zealand now.
Yeah, you're banned from New Zealand.
yeah. I think we're all on a list now.
You know what? Zombie Teddy asked a question. Sorry, to cut you off, Monkey. Go ahead.
No, well, I was just saying, unless the act was very, very specific, and then I still wouldn't support it. But abhorrent behavior is a little bit too vague for my liking. I spent an hour.
It's abhorrent material.
Well, yeah. Well, I spent an hour earlier on this stream talking about how I thought Marty McFly might have let us.
That was abhorrent.
Some people might consider that abhorrent material.
Listen. If I was Marty McFly and I went back in time and I saw my mum and she was hot as fuck, I still wouldn't let her suck my dick, no matter how hot she was, because I know in my heart of hearts that's my mum. It's as simple as that.
Thank you.
But she's not your mom yet. It's 20 years before you're born. Okay, I don't want to go back down that rabbit hole. What were you going to say, Bobby?
You're not going to win this. You're not going to win the
I know.
popular opinion on.
Zombie Teddy asked a question about the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez comic, and we had talked about it before, but I had totally forgotten about it. So I looked it up. Oh yeah, it's selling and ready to ship. There it is.
Yeah, it's going to sell really well. It actually will. There's a lot of morons out there who they'll probably get it signed by her.
I love the details of it. It's like new party who dis.
Have they released it yet?
It's ready. I looked over here. It's ready to ship for May 15th, and here's all the variant copies that you can order, and you can even reorder their old one. Barack the Barbarian, no fucks left to give. And it's
3 issues of Barack the Barbarian, where he fights.
And it's selling for in between $6 all the way up to $40 for the commemorative ones.
Fuck off.
Yeah. And I love this. I love this line down here. Printed on recycled unpaid medical bills.
Jesus.
Featuring more creators than there are payments left on your student loans. Fuck off.
I'd buy a copy if it was printed on soft tacos.
Printed on leftover illegals.
And we talk about crazy shit like that all the time over on Comic Book Curation. And there's my link in the chat where we talk about.
That was a lazy.
That was pretty smooth, right? No, come on, that was smooth. We were talking about comics. I just slipped it over. You can.
It wasn't your best segue, but it was good. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget, shill yourselves because I'm too lazy.
Well, listen. On that note, I'm gonna piss off because it's about 9:30 here, and I'm an old man now. I go to bed pretty early. But thanks for having me again, and I'm really glad I wasn't the reason you had to kill that stream last night. I was a bit worried.
No, definitely wasn't you. And thanks for coming by, dude.
No, thanks for having me. All right, good to speak to you guys.
Nice.
All right.
See you later, man.
See ya.
That's the biggest problem brought up with the Australian media, that this legislation is so rushed and poorly written, it will inevitably lead to something incredibly stupid happening. Yeah, I haven't read it, but just that name makes me think, God, that's vague as fuck. With something like that, especially because what they were trying to do is stop the spread of the video. You need to be very clear about that. And again, even that I wouldn't support, but Jesus, fuck.
Is anybody else thinking about investing in VPN stock in Australia right now? I am.
Yeah.
In Europe. Find the companies in Switzerland and invest in them, because the Europeans are all going to be clamoring for that.
Yeah, indeed. Everybody's going to have one. It'll be more popular than the TV license in England.
There's license.
Got to pass it to find out what's in it. Yeah, our great medical act, Obamacare. What's in it? We don't know. We'll read it when it's done, but we want it. Yay! That's what happens when you let insurance companies write shit. Oh man, Jesus Christ, what a day!
World's falling apart, monkey. Just embrace it. Be a collapsitarian like the rest of us.
Collapsitarian. That's what I should be.
What did somebody call me from chat? An accelerationist?
Yes.
You just want to see it fall faster, I guess.
Odin says, "Wait, we have license for TV in the UK. Got to have your BBC license.
I still remember trying to wrap my head around that for the first time, the way licensure works with if you have a TV and so on and all that. And I'm like, but wait a minute. If they're all license holders in this particular way, shouldn't they have a say of what goes on the BBC? And then I remember Bear being like, why do you think we're angry, Polly?
Look, I hate the idea of government media anyway. But if you're going to do it, just do it off a tax for everybody. All BBC should be regulated. The BBC is actually quite fun. They just had the series about the ethical porn that moms made so they could watch with their 13-year-old children.
Yeah. That's weird and creepy.
Oh, but I'm the weird one for making theoretical incest. These people are watching porn with they made it specifically so they could watch it with their kids. The fuck is wrong with them? You know what's wrong with England, and I'm willing to go on record with this. They don't have ranch dressing. If they did, it would be a better country.
I thought you were going to go with the fluoride in the water. That's why they all have snaggle teeth.
Their teeth have gotten much better, man. It makes me sad because it used to be a staple that you could make fun of their teeth. Now you just have to make fun of them because they put the ugly people on TV with nice teeth.
Is ranch dressing a thing down in Australia?
I don't know.
Far is in chat. Far it is ranch dressing a thing in Australia? I'm curious.
England has ranch dressing, but it's not Hidden Valley.
Oh, you mean I know you're brand obsessed with or fixated on.
Look, I will eat other ranch if that's all that's available, but the only real ranch is Hidden Valley.
Yeah, it could.
Have you tried
Valley, Marzetti's, and everything else?
Have you tried dipping Cool Ranch Doritos in ranch yet?
No, I haven't.
You got to give it a shot, man.
I will one day when I think about it. We don't really have my youngest son loved Cool Ranch, but since he's moved out, we don't really get it very often.
Yeah,
right.
Pour a glass of salt directly into your ranch dressing and dip a nacho in it. That's what you're describing.
There's a little bit of flavor in the
Ranch Doritos don't have much. When they first came out, they were awesome, man. And they're like, oh, they're eating too many of these. Make them bland. Australia has ranch dressing, Polly. Has everything that can kill a person. Oh. Hey, now.
Flavor when you're getting eaten by the yowies and the drop bears.
What the fuck is ranch dressing? Oh, my God, Mr. Potato.
That better be a joke, Mr. Potato.
It's ironic because ranch dressing is great on baked potatoes. So, I mean, shit.
I don't eat it on my baked potato. My baked potato is like loaded. It's got sour cream and cheese and bacon.
Man, we might have to stage a rescue for Mr. Potato and bring him to a real country if he doesn't have ranch.
Where are you at, Mr. Potato? Because that's just wrong. Hidden Valley Homestyle is awful. It tastes spoiled. I don't know. Is Homestyle the regular one? I eat the regular one. I've had several of the different flavors, which most of them are gross. But I do like the buttermilk one. It's good.
Yeah, buttermilk. It's really good.
If you do S&M, you can be arrested. Where?
Oh, that's probably part of the England rules. They're getting rid of a lot of fun, sexy time stuff.
Mr. Potato lives in Queensland, Australia.
It took us years to get ketchup. I thought tomato sauce, as I understand it's called, was just always there. Shit.
They're punishing you, Mr. Potato.
Homestyle is the one Costco sells in the jumbo 2-pack. Oh, well, I wouldn't buy that then.
Oh, man, they got a hot Chipotle ranch. Nice. Sorry, I'm just looking at ranch recipes now. Never mind me.
Ryan says, what are you going to do when the zombie apocalypse comes and all the Hidden Valley ranch runs out? I'm going to run into the first horde of zombies I see.
We live in the United States where there's 4 guns for every citizen. That zombie apocalypse will last about 3 days. And then everything will be right normal.
Yeah, the zombie apocalypse is only going to hurt the rest of the world. We're going to be fine.
Yeah.
I love how, like, on The Walking Dead, I mean, like, guns and ammo is so hard to come by. Like, isn't this supposed to be America? The fuck did you guys do with all the guns?
Where are they supposed to be in The Walking Dead? Like, in the country?
I'm
They
not
started
sure.
out in Georgia, and now they're in like Virginia.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they go to the CDC in Georgia. I remember that now.
Yeah. Because they
Chicago
were
Mike,
like,
you go first.
they were in like, oh no, you're getting a super chat. Go.
Chicago Mike, thank you. No ranch dressing. What do they dip their hot wings in? Never mind, they don't have hot wings. I guess there's always blue cheese. Ew.
Oh, bummer. No, because they started out around Atlanta, and then they migrate up. In the comics, they were more along the Kentucky border because I think Rick was originally like a Kentucky sheriff, but they end up in Georgia. So yeah, they're just around the
Wait,
13 colonies.
so they're in the deep south and they can't find guns.
Yeah, Georgia's
Right?
pretty
That's
well
what I
armed. Yeah.
Now, yeah, if it was like DC, okay, I understand that.
Well, even they would have like the military would have some guns, and there's tons of federal agencies around there. There should be guns all over the place.
If the zombie apocalypse started in Chicago, it would be over in 30 seconds.
Nobody would know. They would just think it's a stat.
Like we
Another
found this.
crime that wasn't reported.
Why is everyone speaking like having a zombie apocalypse would be a bad thing? I'm personally looking forward to it. Look, again, here in America, we'll be fine. Americans will be fine. We got tons of food, tons of guns. We just blast them all. Now, if it happens in Canada, I mean, we'll just have to station some guns at the border, but Canada would be fucked. If Mexico, anywhere south of us, if it started there, yeah, they just wipe that all out and then they'd come north and we'd take care of them. We got drones, man.
Yeah. We got a whole bunch of nukes too, so good luck if
apocalypse. No worries.
Yeah. I'd be more worried about like alien invasion at that point, or like an EMP or something like that. That'd be much more devastating to us. But or worse, Amish becomes a new hot religion.
Why the hell do you want to eat chicken wings? No meat. Yeah, that's why I don't eat chicken wings. I eat. I believe they're actually called chicken chunks. It's breasts that are breaded. Yeah, they're nummy.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't like the ones that have dark meat in them because they're just greasy as fuck. Which, by the way, is what wings are. But guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up here because we've been going for a while. I think we're moving on to 3 hours now, aren't we? Yeah, something like that. Far just doesn't like bones. We'll leave it right there. Chat, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so generous, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Polly, anything you want to shill today?
Yeah, I will just show my channel. There's a link in chat. Yeah, come on over, check it out every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, roughly. We do comic book curation, a weekly live stream where we talk about comics, pop culture, and everything in and around it. It's a fun time. Come by, check it out.
And Jack, anything you'd like to show?
There's my channel link. I review comic books.
You do the best commercials.
I like to keep it to the point.
Tonight we will be on Satsu 2 Cents for Lords of the Night at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and then we will be over on 2 Cents Plus for some more gaming. Come check that out. It's always a lot of fun. I would like to thank Polly, Jack, and Bear and Abstentia. Everyone, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.
Good night,
Bye, everyone.